Okay, I'm recording.
Stop trying to talk to me when we're not recording, Sam.
This is like the discrepancy between our actual conversation and recorded conversation is like only maybe 20 seconds right now. This is like a
Yeah, let's look at the call. Where I can't. How do you view this? Okay,
I don't know. I'm looking at. We're 36 seconds into the call and I'm 21 seconds into recording. So that was like an all-time
15 seconds.
We basically just sang to each other, and then you were like, "Save it for the pod."
Yeah, I want to know how your dinner was. What'd you have for dinner, buddy?
I had some leftover, delicious goat curry in this roti from Allie's Roti. It was great.
You had leftovers for dinner? That's not very Champagne Sammy.
I know, because Sunday, we order in, and I had a double, like a very, very spicy double, so that was good.
But I feel like leftovers are the truest lunch food. So it's interesting to have it for dinner. That's just an interesting vibe. Maybe it's because you're feeling the pinch with rent coming up this week.
Exactly, as we discussed behind the paywall. My favorite time of the month, which is
rent.
Paying for the privilege of living in a city.
Paying it forward. That's what it's all about.
that's of course what they talk about when they talk about that. What about you? What did you have?
I had a delicious falafel salad from Falafel Yoni here in wonderful Mile End.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, the best thing about Mile End is not only is the food delicious, but they always have like cool logos. Like all of the restaurants have cool merch that is like sick. Like I definitely am going to get a Falafel Yoni shirt one day.
Yeah. So how invested are you so far in the neighborhood from a personal branding merchandising standpoint?
I have not. I've not bought any merch yet. We live above this grocer, that I've seen everybody walking around carrying their tote bags. And I keep forgetting to bring bags downstairs when I go buy groceries. But I don't know if I want to get the tote bag of the grocery store that I live above. Feels a little.
Right, that's too much.
I also realized I just explained exactly where I live, so maybe I should delete that.
You have to remove this entire section where you dox yourself.
I thought dinner chat would be a bit longer, but it was pretty quick here.
I mean, what else do you want? Like. We also made some peas to go along with it, so we'd have like some greens.
So you made fresh peas with leftovers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to imply that I did anything, I guess.
Right, we all know. But by the way, I think, so was Ashley watching a TV show last week or something?
I think so, yeah.
Do you know what it was?
Her new pod show is The Sopranos.
Okay, so she was watching The Sopranos and loudly sneezing, I believe, in the background. That actually might be why I got sick.
You think so? That was you. You've been just like infected through the wires.
Yeah, through the wires, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that maybe we could just talk about dinner for a while, but I mean that was it. That was so quick.
It turns out there's. Yeah. So do you want to talk about the upcoming federal election here in Canada? I feel like that's something that the nation must be deeply invested in.
I mean,
right?
do. It is like. It's honestly just impressive how many times our prime minister has done blackface at this point.
It is truly when people do like the meanwhile in Canada thing, they're talking about how we're just all constantly doing blackface. Actually,
I just think it's impressive that he could go. Do you think that for the last, generously, let's say the last 10 years, even the last 5 years, do you think he's been like plugged into pop culture and been like, oh shit, I hope that doesn't come out? No. Or do you think he just like still didn't clue in?
I think he thought that like he was like, oh, I'm gonna save this, but people are gonna love when I do it.
Right.
Because he has all the best socks.
Because racism is over if you can do that much.
And so I think because he is like a post-racism prime minister.
No, let's see.
What assumed he was totally fine.
This is fully a monologue now. What else is in the news here? Adele is dating Skepta. That's interesting. No joke there, really. That's just cool. Very British.
Let's just do like British tabloid. Right. Like, one of the stars of Love Island was seen snogging a former member of One Direction.
Or those naughty sex pests are at it again, I'm sure. Always.
Oh, I'm sure the BBC sex pests are.
Wow. This is a brutal intro because I'm lost now.
I was hoping you were going to do more like news bits or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know what's new. I'm looking at what's trending here. Stranger Things 4? What's that? Never heard of it. I see.
Damn, your classic Twitter jokes work just as well on the podcast, man.
Inktober 2019. I don't know. I don't want to know what that is. Seems like a bad thing. Probably some tattoo shit or whatever. David Menzies. Who's that?
It's the singer of the Menzingers.
Right. Okay.
That's what we call him. Davy Menzies.
Are you all caught up?
The King of Fest.
Oh, I know. What kind of TV you watching lately?
Oh, well, I actually intended to ask you in the pause, before we started recording, if you were up to date on Succession and, the greatest rap song of all time.
Oh, my God. I was totally, thinking that maybe the show had jumped the shark with such a, ridiculous viral rap. But then the version that we illegally downloaded had, a inside Succession thing after or something, and it was an interview with the creator of the show, another British guy, a naughty, cheeky little... I don't want to say he's a sex pest, but he would use that term probably. And he was like, I thought it seemed ridiculous at first, but then it did seem like the kind of thing, if a billionaire's son did a rap, you'd see that on Instagram. Yeah, you're right. It was. You
would see Eric Trump or whatever, Donald, either one of those guys.
Or Justin Trudeau even.
Oh my God, except his would be in full blackface, right?
Exactly. Kendall Roy is more woke than Justin Trudeau.
Kendall Roy is definitely, less racist than Justin Trudeau.
I think that Connor Roy should get his own spin-off show.
Oh, when we were watching the show yesterday, Ashley was like, he's the worst one, right? I was like, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, my God, he's so funny. I love him. Maybe he's the Justin Trudeau. I guess they all have a little bit of... Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in them.
I think, I would love to know what the nation, because I'm sure you and I have had Justin Trudeau opinions for a long time, but what do people actually not from this country think about him? So I'm not really interested in Canada nation, but what does Wodonga think about? Because they must think about it.
Because
had you ever heard of a prime minister before?
They do. The people outside of Canada, so everyone in Canada was practically having a national holiday over the fact that we got Theo from Gob on the pod. Everyone outside of Canada.
Yeah, people didn't realize in the streets, it was people were high-fiving.
Celebrations.
Yeah.
And then people outside of Canada
changed.
Were like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he so annoying? And so I guess it just really goes to show that Canada rocks. Canadian girls kick ass, as the T-shirt once said. Remember those shirts?
No, but maybe.
Maybe that's a BC thing. I feel like when I was in junior high age, there was a lot of ringer tees that said Canadian girls kick ass.
That has BC energy. For sure.
Yeah, and I saw Blast Beater of the pod, Tyler, pointed out that Theo has a classic example of BC accent. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I believe on the Exclusive, someone asked if you would do a Gob playlist, and we cruised past it. And so I'm only now thinking back to it. And I feel like you should, and it should be in front of the paywall for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah. So first of all, we just released I don't know what day it is right now. As you can tell, I'm still a little bit under the weather. I haven't improved in the
last 20 minutes. Yeah.
We just did a mailbag episode, and whether or not we make a gendered joke about that term is yet to be heard. If you haven't listened yet, you'll know.
That's true. You have to pay money to find out whether Josiah and I are still on the right side of history or not.
But I was going to say, actually, I can't, because I'm using my laptop for everything now, thanks to my good friends at UPS. UPS, it's in the, I don't know, what, do they have a slogan? I'm not sure. It's in the dumpster or something.
UPS, whoops.
Because I'm using this laptop, I just try to open Apple Music and it just shows a loading screen for indefinitely. So either I have to switch to Spotify or something, or I don't know. I don't want to have to switch.
It feels like you don't have to. That's fairly extreme. Reinstall.
So I guess
program.
I'll just keep paying for. No, because I figure if I upgrade my operating system, then my laptop's going to stop working for sure. and then I'm going to have no computer. So I'm just, when someone brought that up, I was thinking like, how would I make a gob playlist? Because I like right now, Apple Music is just sort of a loading screen. So
how are you listening to music right now?
Well, I don't listen to music as a rule for the most part, but sometimes I'll put.
Everything's the same.
Yeah, I'll put on like an album on YouTube, and then I'll pause it to like watch a Twitter video, and then just work in silence
just while you're trying to work and you can't quite work, like I feel like you do need to close out the saga. I know it's not quite over, but like what is the UPS update at present?
Zero update at all. Basically, we just keep calling the same 1-800 number that they've given us and then explain the entire situation to someone who's never heard any of it before every time. So I guess it sounds like they might give us some money for the damages, and then we have to now fight to get money for the computer that they lost after that. Like I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. UPS rocks. Thanks, UPS.
That's the thing is they do, and I always think like, man, like what if I like couldn't use UPS anymore in solidarity with you, but like the UPS near us, like the sort of main depot where they end up sending all your shit because like you're never home when they come at like 6 a.m. or whatever, is run by this like really really nice guy. I think he's like Greek or something. He's like he talks a lot about being sober. Like he's clearly like had a problem with alcohol. But he's just like a sort of like big life energy guy, and always like legitimately is really fun to pick up your packages. This is real. Like Ashley and I both like really love this man. Ugh. But as you've been going through this saga, it has made me feel a little like
right.
I really wish I hated you.
P.S.
I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. 'Cause I don't really like myself without you. I really wish I hated you.
Good. Really good.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've spent, like, since we decided to do this song, I've just been sort of racking my brain trying to come up with one, and it's tough.
You really couldn't come. Did the UPS thing didn't come to you?
No,
or is it just not even good enough?
I don't like to change the spelling of it. It's like I have these. I don't understand why. I'm like my sense of humor is so
wasting time.
Yeah, that's true. That was a different one. But mostly, like I have these weird rules in my brain where I just don't want to change them. It doesn't make any sense. Did the dumbest thing ever. I was thinking of making it about the Wish app, like the Wish app.
No, it turns out it's good when I'm in control of the pod.
Yeah, so Sam's edited out the rest of the episode, so have a great week, folks. And see you on the other side.
Have a good one. So the song I Really Wish I Hated You by the band Blink-182, Josiah, how do you like it?
Sam, I really wish I hated it.
But
honestly,
it's fucking good, right?
Yeah, it's really getting in there, unfortunately.
This was definitely one of the ones where I, like no joke, like as soon as we started our call, we both sang it to each other, and then I wanted to be like, this is fucking rocks, right? And then I was like, wait, no, we gotta banter about like good television for 10 minutes before we're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, the only thing that we have really, the only, the why buy the cow thing for us is specifically what are our opinions of the new Blink-182 song. And we keep wanting to sow our wild oats all throughout the town with it. I know like a specific famous person that was DMing you to ask you your take on it and everything. It's it's crazy. Everyone wants to know.
Sorry, you have to listen to hundreds of hours of a podcast.
Yeah, you got to listen to where amongst those hundreds of hours, there's 15 minutes of Blink-182 conversation, and our answer is always, it's pretty good.
Some interesting ideas. It does feel like we're somehow like wasting our seed if we talk about the songs outside of this very specific context.
Exactly.
Like when they were putting out just even singles, it was like, well, we can't talk about these. And then like the album came out, I was like, can't tweet anything about it because I'd be giving away my cow seed.
Exactly. Yeah, we're wearing a chastity belt, so to speak, with our opinions.
And my chastity belt is filled to the brim with like just sticky opinions.
Cum. You've been coming into. Yeah, that's interesting. Like if a man was wearing, or I don't want to enforce the binary, but if
fucking up
somebody
fucking
who has
yeah,
a
dicks and
penis,
balls all
if somebody
day.
had a penis, was wearing a chastity belt, and they kept having nocturnal emissions, would it like leak out, or would they just like open it and all of a sudden it's like it's a tidal wave of cum?
Yeah, because how does like a male? How does like a dick chastity belt?
Oh,
work?
see, there you go.
I know, because I was just repeating what you said. Do you get to let it out to pee? Because it's not like it's full of piss and cum, right?
Look at this thing I just found. It's so cool.
Well, this is, I'm sure, going to be.
That's
damn.
like a full-on hog on there with a hole in it. Like you could still do all kinds of shit with that.
To be honest, like,
is this real?
This looks
Look how
sick.
it has like a butt crack on it. There's no
It's like
way
a
this
little
is
tiny
real.
hole for your poop.
Yeah, it's like this has got to be fake. Come on.
I want to get one.
This looks like it's from the Wish app, to be honest.
Okay, so let's like maybe get each other matching chastity belts for.
That's
for
still the
Christmas this year.
Depends episode challenge is still among us that we could at any given point pee pee or poo poo ourselves during
That's
the
true.
pod.
Yeah, that is ongoing, which is exciting. Damn, chastity materials are all quite horrifying looking.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? The song? Why?
I think we're talking about hogs. Is to use your phrase. No, we're talking about the song.
I don't think you listened to it when it first came out. Did you?
I know. I remember when we did our first listen, exclusive. I didn't even realize the song had like been.
Oh yeah, it
a
had
single.
just come out.
And so the first time I heard this was the first time I listened to the record, and more than any one song, this was like an immediate full-on earworm. Like I think I heard this song once and knew how it went top to tail. Like it's not in a like lazy way, because I actually think some of the melodies in this song are like fucking weird, and while like generally the whole feel is like very just like kind of extremely contemporary pop vibes.
But
Like,
is it
there's-
like, what does it even sound like in that realm?
I don't-
To me, this sounds like a mixture of like the band Magic, their album tracks that I've listened to, like that combined with like Moon in Antarctica, Modest Mouse. Like it sounds like fake indie and like label plant music.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it kind of just sounded like it could have been a Chainsmokers song, except that where like the kind of extremely soft EDM vibes would come in, like sort of a band sound happened.
Right.
And I listened to it by watching the lyric video, which has this like very hilarious effect that kind of comes in at that time, because there are all these like, extremely, vaporwave almost looking like instrument kind of treatments that they're sort of floating in space.
It
And
almost
then-
looks like a 3D video. But like,
yeah.
I guess the idea of like 3D videos have been bastardized so much because no one remembers what it is, that it's like now some just weird ass colors.
Yeah, but then like when the like drum, like the real drums kick in, kind of like the color kind of effect is like torn away from the instrument, and you can see like a kind of worn bass with punk stickers on it underneath. And I was like, oh my God. Because up until then, to me, it's just like, it's a song I'd hear at the gym.
Right.
Well, like it has
the
it
stickers
has,
you're
like-
referring to are also Matt Skiba's Ducati stickers on his guitar. Like,
Are
it's
they?
very confusing.
What a bizarre guy.
Everything about this band at this point is very fucking confusing and weird. But yeah, this culmination of all those things is at least quite interesting.
Yeah. So like this reminds me of Blame It on My Youth in terms of
Your stutter was great. You're like, blame it.
yeah, that was on purpose. Where like, yeah, it has a little bit of a like confused contemporary energy where there's, I think, trying to jam. To me, it's like if you had to put live instrumentation into a pop song in 2019, and that's only there because they are ostensibly still a rock band, right?
Yeah, like I guess what I don't love about the 9 songs that everyone seems to love, and I'm sure I still do like them more than I even realize.
Honestly, forgot the album was called 9, and I was like, which 9 songs did you like? That's oddly specific. Took me, I want to say 5 seconds to figure that one out.
Well, in that 5 seconds, you experienced summer.
Oh.
I just don't like the parts where it gets like really POD hard rockin', and like I think that's my least favorite part of this song. And when he's like, "Won't you say something?" Like that's to me the cheesiest part. Whereas I kind of like, I especially like how like you think the chorus is gonna hit and then it gets small again, and like there's interesting things like that.
Yeah, but to me, like, doesn't that all feel like very Chainsmokers-y? Like,
yeah, no, you're totally right. You are right. I was never arguing with you about that. My silence was just irritation that I hadn't thought of it first.
Then I just like, hey, one of the. I mean, again, I think Chainsmokers sit in the universe of like, if I'm not joking, 50 bands that we refer to on this podcast.
I'm trying so hard to get on the Chainsmokers guest list here in Montreal. Chainsmokers in 5 Seconds of Summer at like I don't know, Bell Center or something, but it's like $200 for 2 tickets. And
dude,
Sarah said I'm not allowed to pay for it, so. I would.
It's because you bought too much falafel merch.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly though, you should try to get in and do an interview for the pod.
I know, or I could maybe try to review it for Exclaim, but like I don't know. I just feel like no one wants.
I want to read your like, because Exclaim isn't going to publish some like extremely Josiah review, so you would have to do like a just straight faced, earnest 5 sauce.
Oh no! Make sure you. I mean,
review.
read my Gob and Offspring review in a casino. They'll let me do it for sure. It's just.
But didn't you like get in trouble for that or something?
No. It was fine. It was great. But like, I did get in trouble when I worked at Fast Forward for reviewing. What was it, Paris Hilton at Cowboys Casino, because I was too mean to that show, and then they're like. Stop!
And that's when you weren't invited back, right?
Yeah, they're like, stop requesting guest list for that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get on it through work, because I would love to. I feel like the world is trying to keep me away from the Chainsmokers, but we're so meant to be together.
Yeah,
it's just like,
I think you should do what you can, and then like maybe you could like put it in the pod stories. People would love that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this does have a Chainsmokers vibe. You're right. I guess there's something else about it is like, instead of it just being a standard quarter note pop punk chugging rhythm, I wish that I had like thought enough about this sort of research to figure out what it is. But there is something a little bit like shuffly about the rhythm of this song. There's like the drums feel a little bit after the bass line or something. Like it has like a rhythm to it that's not Blink-182, and also. I almost miss the standard 4-chord progression, because whenever they deviate from it now, it's like it just sounds strange and alternative in a bad way.
Yeah, I mean, the shuffle thing is kind of interesting because it's not quite what they're doing, but I was having a conversation with someone. We were at a bar, and I wish I could remember which, like, famous rock shuffle it was, but we were just talking about how sick it is when a band can pull that off. Like, Use It by New Pornographers, great rock shuffle. The Boys Are Back in Town is like maybe the greatest rock shuffle.
Yeah.
Like, and this doesn't, like,
it's more of like a trap sounding thing where it's like everything feels like it's behind the beat or something.
Well, it's like like, and so the emphasis is on that, is kind of like, on the backbeat.
Ding 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 ding. Like even just that is like something about it is someone's done something in Ableton somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're right. It's like not necessarily like the go-to kind of like Blink. Like, again, even on Blame It On My Youth, which felt like really ramming, like, kind of this contemporary pop sound into it, that was still much more straightforward. Whereas, just like the where the emphasis is sort of falling is like kind of unique to like their sound.
You especially notice it in the pre-chorus when he's like, "I love you, but I hate you." It's like, that's like literally Migos flow that he's doing. It's so strange. It's like 2 Migos flows ago. Like, you know how Migos is like fashion seasons and they switch it up?
Yeah.
They release like 150 songs of one flow, and then they're like, all right, that's going in the discount bin. And then
there we go. Yeah, this is definitely the fall or like spring 2019 Migos flow book.
Yeah, but I still do like it, and it won't get out of my head. And I guess it's like
so good.
I guess it's what we would want from them. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I think this falls into this realm of the way that I kind of feel about a lot of this record, and I don't know, I have no idea what we've talked about in chat and on this pod, and we've sort of not talked a lot about 9, but like this.
Sorry, which 9 songs are you talking about?
Yeah, these 9 songs. There's not a ton on this record that like really grabs me, but it really feels like a somewhat honest, snapshot of the kind of music that these people actually listen to and want to make and maybe are doing it because it's what's popular, again, because it's Migos-y or whatever. But like in terms of it being even remotely authentic versus California, this just feels like it's coming from a more
because
place.
because it's people who actually own nice cars with Sirius XM who like listen to all those stations, so they're not like wanting to hear. It's not music for like cassette deck aux cord things, It's music for like having Sirius XM and driving around. It's like for Bill Billingsley cars.
Yeah. This is like good sound system, lot of options.
Yeah, exactly. So that it does. You're right. It makes sense, and there is a lot of interesting stuff going on. Like when they introduce a tiny bit of acoustic guitar here and there, and there's like really cool dynamics. Yeah, I don't know.
What's your favorite? But this is such a like 2019 pop song that it has like 18 very distinct hooks in it, and so I would love to know like what your favorite hook in the song is.
Okay, let's see. What's yours, first of all?
Mine is the I drove by your house, but you don't live there anymore. Like, where it just keeps going down. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, it's like he's doing the Austin Powers walking down the stairs thing, and I'm delighted by it.
I still think the part that makes me go like, ooh, is when right after that, when it goes to like the quiet chorus. Before just when it goes to, 'cause I don't really like myself without. It's like so like chill that you're like, okay, these guys know that they have a hook and they're not overselling it.
Yeah, it's true. God, it's all pretty good though.
Okay, well, I mean, let's talk about, first of all, it's obviously about Tom. So let's just get that out of the way.
100%. Yeah. I wish we were wrapped up together. Or,
well, I was thinking, unfortunately, like we're still talking about it pretty early that there's not a bunch of Blink-182 fan fiction about Tom and Mark named I Really Wish I Hated You, but we know that that's coming. Like there's going to be a cavalcade of erotic fan fiction using these lyrics. And I feel like even this is Mark writing Blink-182 fan fiction about him and Tom. Because like
yeah, like he just knows.
Like the hell, other than like the parts that are obviously romantic seeming, it's clear that he's talking, like he's definitely hinting that it's about Tom when he says every song I sing is still about you. I mean, if anything, he took that line from his interview with Blink-155 when I said that to him.
I mean, it does have that like San Diego energy of like, it's almost too mature of a like, I've been heartbroken song to be about anything else.
Well, just like the fact that he's on Blink-182 Reddit, he's behind the Blink-155 paywall probably, or someone from his team is. There's no way he's going to say every song I sing is still about you, and it's not like hinting at the Tom thing. Probably it's just him coyly being like, oh, you really want this? Here you go. But, it still is obviously a reference to that. It has to be.
He's aware of like the fact that that's what people are going to think, and he is doing almost nothing to dissuade them outside of, I guess like I would also feel bad. Like he's singing this with Matt. It's like he's singing this with his new partner, being like, I don't really like myself without you.
But he literally just did. Like we got hella clicks from that because he did just say in one of the like million Kerrang interviews or whatever, he was like, Blink-182 did its best songwriting with Tom. Like he said that while promoting this album. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's such a strange thing to say while promoting an album. But again, that feels more honest than when he's promoting California and being like, these are the best songs we've ever written.
And you're like, come on. Man's got ears. Yeah, like, and you're right. I mean, again, the only thing that is explicitly romantic is, and I want you wrapped around me, but I don't trust myself. And so, I mean, and who are we to know what the sort of interior of...
Yeah, we don't know what went on those, like, 3 separate tour buses discussed between 5 managers between them or whatever it was.
Yeah,
back
exactly.
then.
Yeah.
But I want to
Just
talk.
like imagine if all like the jokes that we perceived as being gay panic jokes were just like truly affectionate moments.
Yeah, totally. I fucking hate that about Wet Hot American Summer when people are like, no, they were actually just being super progressive by I mean, have I said that on the pod before?
I don't think so.
There's like
no.
the gay sex scene in Wet Hot American Summer, and people are like, wow, that just really goes to show how progressive they were back then. And I'm just thinking like, so you're telling me a movie where every single 10 seconds there's like 5 jokes would then deviate from that and have a sincere, super earnest gay sex scene that was not meant to be intended as a joke, and then go back to only doing jokes in a movie that has no plot. Because that's how progressive they were. Okay.
Wait, and sorry, that's a point of view that some people have?
Yeah, I've read that before. Like, oh, wow, the movie was ahead of its time. It really normalized having a sincere gay sex scene in it. I've read that on
Okay, but
on
I would ask
before.
this. Is it possible for both things to be true, Josiah? Like, because obviously it's there as a joke, right? But it's also like such a extensive and explicit, but also tender scene that you got to assume that they probably had some knowledge that they would just have like generally like bro-y fans who like would not like just think that it was like funny, but would just be like, disgusted. And instead they were just going to make them like enjoy this tender moment. Like, can't both those things be true?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that,
Like, it doesn't have to be a gay joke.
I'm asking the question, but I guess for that to be true in my mind, there would still be jokes happening in that scene because there's jokes everywhere else in the entire fucking thing.
Right.
Like, I think people are like, wow, it momentarily becomes this like
But isn't the joke
art film about
that it is so
gay
tender?
love.
Like that it's so tender.
Maybe,
When you've had
I
people
mean-
get addicted to heroin in like 10 minutes and
Well, that's what I mean. Like that, all of those context clues to me suggest that the joke is a gay panic joke. But who am I to say? I'm merely the host of a wildly popular Blink-182 podcast.
yeah. You got to be careful here.
Yeah, no, but it's true. Maybe it is just confessions. I was thinking a similar thing with how Mark constantly keeps talking about drinking and being drunk all the time, and we know that he said that he's a teetotaler for the most part, and he doesn't really drink, although other than the time he posted being at like an absinthe bar in Paris or some Illuminati shit like that. But he keeps talking about being drunk and being numb and like popping pills all over this album. There are some theories that there's like a narrative to this album that just are so long and upsettingly boring. But maybe he actually has started drinking, because we all know that like our parents are right about certain things. And for example, if you do an action that is like rebellion, it's going to lead you down stumbling down the wrong path. And Mark did recently get tattoos. So
Right.
it could be that he's taken to the drink after getting tattoos, because it's once you sort of rip off that one Band-Aid, then the sin just keeps gushing out.
Right. Damn, that's intense, man. That's how sin works?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea. See, James Hetfield's back in rehab.
Yeah, see, maybe because he heard this song and was like, damn.
Yeah,
I want to
thinking
know.
about Jason Newsted, just like, oh no.
When we talked about Mark getting tattoos in that reaction video that we did on our YouTube page, someone was like, "Oh yeah."
Did anyone watch that? By the way?
Oh yeah, hella people watched it. Hella downvotes too.
I fucking hope so.
Someone was like, "Yeah, Mark got tattoos. One says Sky and one says Jack." And I'm like, "Is that new information? Like, how did we miss Mark got tattoos? When did this happen?" And like, doesn't it seem a bit weird to get your first tattoos in your mid to late 40s?
That's cool, man. I like getting tattoos way more now. Except that
Now
they
that you're in
hurt
your mid to late
so
40s?
much. Now that I'm in my mid to late 40s, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn, the React video has a bunch of bunch of views.
It's popping.
It's popping.
So Mark says, a little drunk, waiting on your phone call, a little numb, maybe I can't feel at all. You stitch me up, but you can't stop me bleeding out. I'm better when I'm broken. Whew.
Damn. How do you think Tom feels reading that?
I think that I also have noticed on this song and on quite a few, and I have a cold, so hypocrite warning over here, but I do feel like as Mark gets older, his voice becomes a little bit more nasal. Like, he used to be the deep voice, but he sounds a little bit nasal on this song sometimes. He's like, I really wish I hated you.
This is like very Pierre energy.
Oh my God. Actually, that melody and lyric could totally be Pierre. Think about it.
Yeah. But if it was like a more like extremely generic, like, I really wish I hated you, like that. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, now I hate this song.
Well, you know what? They kind of hate it too. So I'm going to play you something.
They're wrong.
This is them talking. So there's this. I feel like, has there been less press for this album than California? I think so, hey? Like,
it seemed like it kind of came and went. Whereas California, I mean, I know there was a longer gap and it was a bigger deal, and what's Skiba going to sound like? California felt like a real event. And despite like hosting a Blink-182 podcast, it was super easy to ignore 9. Like super fucking easy.
yeah, like I feel like we're like the dominant press for this album.
Yeah. It's, like if we're your primary outlet, like I don't know that that's good.
I mean, I think it's pretty good, especially when you get things like the Blame It On My Youth CD quality leak, which they never finished. True. I mean, you get to hear unfinished demos.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, we did do a contest.
Oh yeah, we did actually do a sincere.
We were part of the promotion of this album. We were part of the ineffectual promotion.
Which also, okay, before we play this video, I was talking to you about this on chat, but like the thing that they're doing where they're saying, oh, you bought tickets to our concert, that means you also bought our album. That's just like a scam, right? So they can be like, yes. Oh, we're number 3 on Billboard or whatever.
It's the only way that anybody gets their album to chart anymore. Like there's this big controversy where there's the same week the Tyler, the Creator record came out and the DJ Khaled record came out. And there was something about the way that Khaled had handled the record tour sale, the record like show sales thing that led to Billboard not counting them. And so he didn't get a number 1 record and Tyler did. And it was like, oh, like DJ Khaled's like kind of like the bullshit thing that everyone does didn't work. And instead this like, better record is now the number 1 record in America. Except that Tyler had also tied record sales to concert sales. Like it's just what everyone does now.
But also like, why does it even matter to chart then? Wouldn't the argument just be like, oh, that means you'll sell more concert tickets in the future because you're a more popular artist, so then that'll just be your next album or something? Yeah,
I guess it's just all the narrative, right? It's just like you're still
stupid.
If you want to have that number 1 record, that's the only way to do it.
I remember like a few years ago, everyone was like, first time in history, the Melvins have charted. And it's like, yeah, obviously, like there's like 3,000 guys with mutton chops who buy Melvin's records when they come out, and that's like the only people buying records. So of course they charted. Like it's not
I
surprising.
saw a post or something that was like the number of albums that it takes to sell in the first week, and you include pre-orders in it, is like you have to sell like 200 records or something. I mean, it's not that low, but it's extremely fucking low to break the like Hot 100. Yeah, like if you were reporting those into SoundScan, like Free Punk Lyrics probably would have charted, and so. It would be very easy for us to do Free Punk Lyrics 2 or something like that and do it properly and have people pre-order it and count all that, and it would, and or
what if we were just like, oh, you liked one of our posts on Instagram, you bought all of our albums.
Yeah,
one of the most successful artists of all time.
It's incredible. Yeah, we're gonna be like eat shit the Beatles.
So speaking of all that stuff, Blink-182. Matt Skiba, I just want to describe what he's wearing first of all, but they appeared on an interview with Wendy Rollins, I believe no relation to the Henry Rollins. She sat down with him on Alt 1057. I don't know what city this is in, but it's just like, why? If you're going to go on radio, don't film it, because Mark is wearing shorts that suggest to me, and Birkenstocks that suggest to me he's not a hardcore kid. Like, he's not pulling it off at all. And then Matt Skiba is wearing, like, jogger tights under pre-ripped jeans, and his shoes look like brand new Bauer hockey skates for some reason. And then he's wearing, like, I guess, like, a Night at the Roxbury, like, shirt, but with, like, a fake Keith Haring print on it or something. It was buttoned halfway down, sunglasses and a fedora. It's just like an incredible bad look.
He looks so cool. I'm gonna start dressing like this.
Someone told me that he's sober now. Like, will he be hungover for the rest of his life
I
from
think that's
his previous drinking? So Wendy Rollins talks to them about this song. So here's what they have to say.
That I'm very proud of it.
What was, and there may very well be different answers here. What was the toughest one for you to put together on this album?
There's a song called I Really Wish I Hated You that went through a lot of different iterations.
I really wish we never wrote that.
Damn.
It's a really cool song. That's the song that took the most work. We went back over that probably 5 different times.
Really?
It's a great song, but it took a lot to get there.
Are you happy with what you have now, or is that one of those that you could have gone back to again?
No, I'm happy with the way that it turned out.
So it's arrived.
It's arrived.
Okay.
It is where it needed to be. I think the first time... I think that everyone's gut is kind of in the same place when we hear something. It's kind of like, I don't know, a good producer or a good bellwether in the studio is just what does your gut tell you? And when we first did it, we were like, there's something great in there. It's not quite right. We took it all the way a different direction because before it was kind of mellow. We took it to a much heavier place that didn't feel right either. And so then we brought it back to this middle ground where it feels very well balanced.
Okay.
And people will understand. I know it's difficult to understand when you talk about music, but when you hear the song, I think it'll become evident.
Okay. Would you say the same song, or would you say different?
Yeah, same song, absolutely. We, without like going through, getting into too many specifics, it was just, there was a lot of push and pull from all different sides, and there were a lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of very talented and opinionated cooks in the kitchen from kind of different, musical backgrounds. So everybody's very talented, but everybody is pretty stuck in their ways, as they have a right to be. So it took a while, but at the end of the day, it's up to the three of us, ultimately. And
right.
And I think that we chose the version that sounds most like Blink, while still challenging the boundaries or lack thereof of Blink.
Do you have a favorite lyric on this album?
Well, we'll save that for another time, Wendy, my friend.
Damn, they hate this fucking song.
Yeah, it's like there's so much to unpack there. It's so vibey.
Wow.
Matt Skiba,
what?
just don't let him talk. How about?
I kind of like it. Like, that's...
He's like, for lack thereof, better word, I'm not... like, he's just, like, falling apart at all times.
I really wish I didn't write that song. Like...
This is one of the ones that has, like, hella co-writers, I think. There's, 5 people on this song, maybe?
There's this one's a little busy. But, like, that to me is really interesting. So, like, do you think that he came up with a hook and then it was, like, great, and then it ended up being, like, this sort of... Now, like, hearing it, you're like, oh, I bet this went through, like, 4 iterations before they ended up in this, like, mixture of kind of, like, quiet contemporary dance music mixed with, like, POD.
Yeah, it must have just been, like, the hook that we're getting stuck on.
Yeah.
That they kept. So this was written with Feldy, and it was written with Andrew Watt, who is... Wow, he looks pretty cool, actually.
He looks very cool. He wrote Senorita with Shawn Mendes, Camila Cabello.
Whoa. And he wrote some Justin Bieber songs back in the day.
He wrote
Post Malone,
some Five Sauces.
Five Sauce, and some Juice WRLD.
Damn,
Wow, so he's getting
cool as hell.
He's getting all over the place. Like, he wrote a song on the Charlie album too.
Oh, that's neat.
And then Ali Tamposi, she co-wrote Kelly Clarkson's "Stronger."
Yeah. Has she co-written something else with them, or is that no? Maybe this was because I feel like I recall uncovering this information, but it must have been in the album preview exclusive.
Right, when we already went through all of these songs with great detail.
Yeah.
She has written songs with the Chainsmokers, though, so that's where you're hearing that shit.
I do really appreciate how, like, there's a Wikipedia entry for this song, and it is so involved in terms of the personnel. Like, the production section has 20 people credited.
Really? For this song?
Yeah, again, not like it's just like, you know, Blink, and then it's like Ali Tamposi, songwriting, Andrew Watt, producer, songwriter, instrumentation and programming, guitarist, vocals, Andrew Swifty Luffman, production coordinator, Dave Kutch, mastering, Dave Slibberman, production coordinator.
Who's Nathan Perez is also getting credit as a songwriter, but doesn't even have hyperlink.
Yeah, Nate does not seem to have his own Wikipedia, but there is a song or a Wikipedia for songs that he wrote, which include a couple of Ariana Grande songs, some Halsey's, another Juice WRLD.
A lot of his songs appear on Kids Bop albums, so that's a good sign.
Oh, what?
That means they made it, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, this dude has been writing songs for like longer than any of these other people, like back to Chameleonaire. Man, what happened to Chameleonaire?
I don't know, man. Riding Dirty is a good song, though.
Yeah. Wow. So there's like all these people on it. I mean, it does sound like a bunch of people are overworking it, and that's what we like about it, though.
But to its benefit, again, I think like whatever, like as opposed to the sort of like other fussed over contemporary Blink songs, like this feels like all of that work probably brought them to like the right place for this song. But again, this feels a little like, you know, Blame It On My Youth in terms of it was built to like end up on a Spotify pop playlist. Like that's what this is for, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think it did. I don't think any of this worked out. Like the reason why they were just like cycling through singles is that like nothing seemed to be taking, right?
I finally got into these credits you were talking about, and there are so many production coordinators in this place. Like, were they just all checking each other's Excel spreadsheets as this went on?
Yeah, just people getting coffee for people getting coffee.
There's so many nicknames too. Andrew Swifty Luffman, and Swifty is hyperlinked to Rick and Morty. David D. Silberstein. Drew Grey Poupon Salomonovich,
Jesus.
Jeremy J. Boogs Levin, Samantha Corey Sam Cora Schulman, Sarah Goodybag Shelton, and who could forget Zvi, ZVI is the first name, Zvi Angry Beardman Edelman, another production coordinator. Are these people fake? Is this some sort of tax scam?
Yeah. These people are all being claimed as dependents.
Every production coordinator has a nickname. Look at it.
Have you ever had a nickname, Josiah?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Probably.
I think so. What was your nickname?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Never
actually,
had a nickname.
Yeah, not really. Just variations of my name, I guess. Whatever you called me in the Sclusy, I guess, is one of them.
Right. Yeah.
What about you?
No, same. Yeah. No real nicknames. Yeah.
I think we just have such iconic names that we don't really have them.
Yeah,
I was thinking in the era of Joker, I should be called Joser. You know? That would be good, but I didn't. I was waiting for someone else to think of it. I didn't think I'd have to fucking say it myself. So just popping another cough candy here. The other thing I wanted to say about the new album is that the art direction and design is by somebody named Chris Feldman, and it's spelled the same as fucking J Feld. And I'm trying to think like. Is it his brother or something?
Oh, I don't know. Damn. So many mysteries to unpack on this song.
Is this picture of Feldman holding an acoustic guitar on the wiki for this song him recording it? What the fuck? Do you see this picture?
No, I know. It just like he's smiling like a murderous psychopath. The Wikipedia is strange and there's too involved.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Is this a song they did? I feel like I also saw in there, like, after they played this on Monday Night Football. So was this the song they played on the football?
I got that locked and loaded. Well, first of all, because you were just saying, before I got distracted with Jay Books and Boogeyman and Bum Face or whatever, they were also like, sorry, 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sarah turned off all the lights in here, so
just sorry. While we were talking, there's a New York Times push alert that is literally about Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau, the Instagram Prime Minister, is struggling with young voters. Here's why they could make or break his re-election hopes.
Oh my God, the Instagram
The Instagram prime minister. Like, I don't know that that's like a thing that we've decided to say about Justin Trudeau, but
No, I think it's more that he's the blackface prime minister.
yeah, like let's like not mix this up. I just want to say, like, if you are a person under like fucking 60 who votes liberal, like you're a cop. I don't understand it. It's like a personality disorder.
Yeah, but gotta love cops, right?
I mean, yes, they're kind of troops. They're like troops for the city.
So yeah, Blink-182 is like really trying to quote make this song happen.
Yeah,
and it's weird. Why? Okay, before we even talk about that, why do we think it's not? Why do we not want it to succeed in a way, even though we like it?
I would imagine if this like song blew up on TikTok. I feel like I'm rooting for this song, especially now that I've actually listened to it. Like, it's great. Like, this should be one of those, like, you know, oh, shut up and dance. Like, this should be that song for this year. Where you're like, who was that? What? That was Blink? That's fucking crazy.
That song's so good.
That song's fucking great. But, like, every year there's, like, one rock song, right? That kind of gets to sort of...
Yeah,
like,
we just get one.
Rock in scare quotes. But, like... like, this could have been that song.
That's
Instead,
so
it's going to be, like,
true.
another Panic at the Disco song.
Everyone, like, there's, like, millions of people who buy amps and guitars and, like, squander all of this money on this dream. And then every year you get one rock song and 3 indie rock bands. And that's all you get every year.
Yeah.
It's the only things you're allowed.
You just got to soak it up. What was the rock song this year? Actually,
I don't know.
I guess was it High Hopes? Was High Hopes, like, this year?
Yeah, I guess that's probably a rock song, right? And yeah,
It's kind of, yeah.
Imagine Dragons, obviously, always pulling strong.
I heard Radioactive, like, for the first time in probably years, like maybe in a cab or something. When he lets it rip there, you know, I'm waking up, like, it's so good. He's talented, man.
We weren't ready for the chord progression.
No.
That's all it is. It's too pentatonic and stanky.
Oh, that's what it is. It's so sick.
But anyways, okay, so they really, I guess, wanted this to be this year's rock song because when the album came out, they did some, like, Spotify thing. Shout out Spotify, thinking of switching. Who's going to give me a code? Just so it loads on my computer mostly. But they did this thing called 9 Encores where they played 9 encores. Which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Wait,
But
that's what that was? Because, like,
I guess the idea was that they just played 9 songs that would be their encore. That could be their encore. I don't know. I think
it was that high concept. I thought it was just like, oh, fuck yeah. Who cares?
I think he talks about it here, maybe. Yeah, I think that was the idea. Is like 9 songs that could be their encore. It's so stupid. It's not even fucking loading. Anyways, they played all... I think it was like 9 songs that are like... they said something like, yeah, it's all bangers the whole time. But, like, first of all, if you love Blink-182, every song is identical, so they're all bangers already. Mm-hmm. And, like, the encore is always the same. It's going to be Damn It or whatever. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah, why are you just kind of pretending that, yeah.
And also, if you're going to do 9 encores, I want to see you leave the stage and make people cheer 9 times. I want it to be
that has to be the
uncomfortable.
joke, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But instead, they played 9 songs, and among them was this song. Like, could you imagine if you went to see Blink-182 and they did an encore, and then you saw them play this song?
I mean, now that I love this song, I would be so excited. Wouldn't you?
Here's what it sounded like.
No. Whatever you're saying, absolutely not. Shall we? I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. 'Cause I don't really like myself without you. I really wish I hated you. A little drunk, waiting on your phone call. A little numb, maybe I can feel that all. You stitch me up, but you can't stop me bleeding out. I'm better when I'm broken. I love you, but I hate you. When I'm with someone else, and I want you around me, but I don't trust myself. I drove by your house, but you don't live there anymore. 'Cause
okay, he definitely has like so many backing guitar tracks because there's a little like the one part that actually sounds like Blink is the little lead at that part, the like finger pick or the single note picking of a chord that sounds kind of like Enema of the State. And he was definitely just playing chords there, and that was happening in the background. And I think there was like an acoustic guitar happening at the start too.
Yeah, weird.
And also it just sounds like shit. Like I think maybe what would be good is, and probably would help the concert industry, is just like stop posting videos of live shows.
Yeah, it's not.
Videos.
This is not a helpful sales tool.
Yeah, it just sounds like trash. Everything sounds bad. Although it did sound a lot better and was a lot more hilarious on Monday Night Football.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
And like this is one of those things where I always see when people, those nights where everyone's just like tweeting like, oh my god, and that's just like the tweet I know that there's like some sports shit happening that I don't know anything about.
What?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
But then those people started making fun of Blink-182 and I was like, wow, we have some common ground. So this is the Monday Night Football Genesis halftime show. I know,
like Sega Genesis. Like who's sponsoring this?
I guess is it a car? What is that logo?
It looks like a car logo for sure.
It's not the Peter Gabriel prog rock band, unfortunately. Travis spinning those drumsticks.
Spinning the stick.
Is this just the studio version?
Definitely, dude. Yeah, I mean, when like there's this like when they do the halftime show at the Super Bowl, which is the biggest television event in America every year.
Thanks for explaining what it is to me. I didn't know.
Just saying, it's they're always not, if not lip syncing. Like Springsteen basically was the one who was like, yeah, everything's a track except the vocals were live. Like when Springsteen did it. And so for Monday Night Football, they're definitely not doing anything fancier than what they're doing for the Super Bowl. So,
well, because it would be fancier to play live.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because they'd have to mix it.
Yeah, they'd have to like get a sound system on and off of a football field in 15 minutes, right?
I gotta say, Travis's kick drum now is like so tasteful and cool looking that it's really weirding me out. Like it has this cool kind of 60s TB logo on it. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's very understated.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. And also, I do like that Metzke was wearing a Pantera shirt.
It is honestly sick, but it's like shot in this like very dramatic black and white.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks like SpawnCon. I guess it is.
I mean, yeah, there's literally a logo on it the entire time.
I feel like Mark has a sticker of the G on his bass, maybe for this. Also, isn't it hilarious that they're milking, like, Tom quit the band to pursue aliens. I don't know if anyone heard about that. But they're now milking that by, like, they throw out inflatable aliens into the crowd during their show. And so it's like this even crazier synergy where Tom is actually saving the world, and they're like, they used to make fun of him about it, but now they're just sort of like acknowledging it. Yeah,
well, they're capitalizing on his good work.
I kind of wish this video ended with them getting tackled while playing.
That would be sick. So they just did one song, and they did a new song.
Yeah, I get. Maybe they did 2 songs. I don't know. How would I even find it?
I don't know. I'm just going to click the
Google
Monday Night Football hashtag. There's only one Blink video here.
Like what? Yeah, because I think I saw people saying like, why did they play that song?
I mean, I guess it's just like a sales tool. It's very odd though.
Yeah, like because even though we like this song, it still doesn't feel like a single. It feels like a track 8 or track 6.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, again, I love it, but I guess if I'm honest with myself, I can see why this is not. Whoa, shut up and dance.
I mean, nothing is.
No.
So before we kind of get to the next bit, I just really do kind of want to deviate from the standard format, if I may. It's also really not much of a deviation because I always do this, but I was thinking, did Blink really invent the term "I really wish I hated you"? And
this isn't like a new idea. What do you?
Yeah, no, but I do have just some other songs that, and I was kind of hoping because like I love when you hear about someone clearly ripping someone off. And I feel like this was on Punk News like 10 years ago.
Sorry, just to be really clear earlier, I meant not that, like, I Really Wish I Hate You isn't an original idea, but you looking for things with the same name is like really not.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Okay,
but I guess
to make sure that I wanted to be understood in that.
I guess I just more meant that there's a lot of them about to come.
Okay.
I remember reading that, like, somebody claimed that Billy Joe Armstrong lived next door to him or something and stole the idea for American Idiot from him.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was singing it in his shower or whatever. I love that kind of shit because also I feel like it's got to be true like half the time. Like,
From
rich people
time to
don't
time,
give a fuck about what they steal. It doesn't matter to them.
And like almost every time one of these things happens, where it's like someone's like, "Hey, like you remember the band that was like Avril Lavigne and whoever the songwriters were like stole our hook for the Hey Hey You I Want to Be Your Girlfriend song." And it was like, well, who's this fucking band crawling out of the woodwork like some 1950s doo-wop ass? No one's ever heard of them. And then it was like, hey, you, I want to be your boyfriend. And you're like, oh, wow, okay.
I know. Even the Katy Perry like Dark Horse one that she stole from a Christian rapper is like, if you listen to it, you're like, I mean, I guess if these people are in the studio all day and need an idea, it would make sense that they could just do that. I don't know. Or especially when I hear about it in like Hollywood, that someone stole someone's idea for a TV show. Like, I kind of believe them every time because the articles are always like, well, it's going to be really hard to prove. So we may like they'll probably just throw it out. But like that doesn't mean that they didn't steal it. I'm sure these people are stealing shit all the time. All of this is to say, I did not find a smoking gun. I'll give that away now.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping that I would, but instead there are lots of songs about really wishing that you could hate people, and it seems to have really popped up more recently. So this song is by I can't read that, Brielle Leslie, and this song is called "Wish I Could Hate You," and it's from 2017. I mean, this sounds pretty similar.
Oh yeah, damn, John Feldman, pony up.
Maybe he also produced this. Oh, this is way better than Blank though. We should listen to other kinds of music.
Like every day, I'm just like, this is incredible. That happens to me though from time to time. I'll just like go on Apple and add a lot of like essentials playlists for like genres that I've decided I'm going to get into, and I just end up listening to like Blink.
Like that's such a more in-depth way of taking that framework of that idea of wishing you could hate someone. Brielle here has really hit it home. She's giving us a full definition instead of just being like, I'm numb and I'm drunk and I wish I could hate you and I'm wrapped around you. You know, it's like she's saying, I wish I could cheat on you.
Yeah, there's more nuance here. Also, just what kind of music is this? Like, is there other music like this out in the world, you know?
I know, yeah.
I would love to listen to this all day, but I've literally only ever heard of Brielle Leslie.
Well, up next we've got someone named Chubbs with a Z. And this song is actually a little bit older on the Wish I Could Hate You spectrum. It's from 2014. It does seem like a very 2010s idea, though. Like, I didn't find too many songs that are pre-2010s that are called this. So I think it's like a newer idea. Before the 2010s, we never could have thought of such a strange sort of almost paradoxical statement. I mean, it's not... I guess it's not... That's the thing about this song is, like, it feels like they're saying something clever, but they're not, right? Like, there's no sort of poetic rhetoric to this phrase, right? I really wish I hated you.
It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
But
maybe that's it. Maybe we couldn't hold like because they do feel like contradictory emotions, and so maybe that is like very modern. Maybe we're like emotionally evolved now.
Well, let's hear what Chubbs with a Z has to say.
Okay.
For you is zero. It used to be a kilo. I trust you just as much as I trust Shaq up at the free throw. And it seems like but no under our dirty covers. But why do we continuously hurt each other? Yeah. I wish I hated running back to you. Back to you. It's complicated with all that we've been through. I wish I kept saying when I first saw you.
This like literally sounds like Blink. It sounds like a Blink 182 type beat.
But it's also 6 minutes long.
Yeah, it's because there's a sketch at the start. I mercilessly skipped the sketch. But I mean, that was fully a Blink 182 song. And again, they didn't just say "I really wish I hated you." They sort of like stretch it out so we get the full range of emotion. It's funny too how something from 2014, like if it was just branded differently, it would sound like Blink 182 type beat, SoundCloud rap or whatever.
Yeah, they should repurpose that. Chubbs, like
Chubbs, come on, bud.
I think you could really cash in.
Well, I guess it's not working for K1, who has a song called "Wish I Could Hate You" that came out in July of this year. Imagine how frustrating it would be for K1 to release this song and then Blink 182 comes through with the hateful, wishful thinking and does their shit. But K1 seems like, I guess it's not SoundCloud rap, but it's just a young person that makes me feel like I'm getting old.
Right.
And when you get to our age, you just call everything SoundCloud rap if it makes you feel old.
If you don't understand it, yeah.
Exactly.
Save me, no, don't try to save me. I wish that I could hate you. I wish that I could hate you. All the times I tried to break you, but it takes a lot to change you. I wish that I could hate you. I wish that I could hate you.
This video looks very expensive and only has 400 views.
Yeah, this is good. And it is very SoundCloud rap, though.
Yeah, come on. I mean, it is. And that kid's wearing Supreme.
No, and all we have to do is like hum 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 hum. Like that would just have to be like how the next part goes.
Yeah.
And then we'd know for sure it was SoundCloud rap.
But I feel like that's what Blink is trying to do a little bit. They're trying to do the hominas, but they accidentally did two Migos flows ago. They're using the
hum 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum.
You're doing this because you know someone's going to put it to a Blink-182 type beat.
I've just been in such a great mood and gotten just a little high before we've done these last couple of episodes. Just having a great time.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the SoundCloud rappers doing it. It's also, I think I would call this person a backpack rapper, maybe, leftover.
Oh, damn. Remember backpack rap?
He's dressed so dumpily, and he's like posed in front of a barn or something that it almost looks like the 100 Gex video, but it's not at all. It's like very sincere rap. So this is B. Shelley. It goes like
rapping through my city and I feel like I'm inadequate. Juggling these people in my life who couldn't give a shit. I really wish I hated you, cause then I feel so different. Fiending for the person who is selfish, what a hypocrite. And I wish that I meant that, I wish that I did. I wish I could go back, I don't wanna live. You should give me a throat snap or jump off a bridge, cause I wish you could hate me or call me a pig. If we fight, then I'm going home tonight.
like that. It seems like someone who still listens to Aesop Rock, I guess.
Yeah, and like definitely like the third verse in this like totally flips and is like all about how like other rappers just want to talk about bling and girls. Like every B. Shelley song, the third verse is about other rappers.
Exactly.
And the lesser things that they are so obsessed with.
But this is also from this year. Like it's a very 2019 sentiment to be like, I really wish I hated you. I would love to know what does that say about us as a people? Not to make this podcast actually good for a second, but what does that mean?
Maybe so. If I had to wager a guess, it would be that in the past it was much more simple to sever your ties completely with people that you wanted out of your life. So if it was like a friend or like a romantic partner of some kind, you could be like, you know, you have your big fight and you say fuck you and you don't answer their calls and that's kind of it, and your life moves on. But more than ever, because of this sort of like constantly connected society in which we were all you know, if anything, more lonely than ever, you can never sort of truly.
I knew it was going to come back to the phones. Everyone's on their phones.
It is on phones. Everyone's phones. Someone's never completely out of your life, and so because we are all also because we are constantly performing the sort of best versions of ourselves on the internet. If you are, you know, trying to sort of remove someone toxic from your life, you might find it much more difficult in this sort of like, you know, always on phones in our hands, craning our necks, not looking at each other, engaging society, because you're constantly inundated with images of this person that you want to hate, but while they perform again their best selves for you and others.
Okay, well there you go.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think these kinds of complicated feelings are like with new buzzwords like frenemy popping up too. Is like we kind of all do like pretend that we love each other, even though we like everyone's like shit talking each other and can't stand each other, but they just do that instead of actually severing ties because they still you still hang out with people and then you like shit talk them after or whatever. I mean, I don't, but people do. You know.
Yeah, I mean. Look, talking shit rocks.
It's really good. I mean, that's ultimately what we've learned here today.
We just finished the pod. Do you just go to Sarah and like just talk shit about me?
Yeah. No, because she listens to it. It's not like really like that.
Oh.
No, I mean, but you know, I'm sure people talk shit all the time. I get the vibe that my friends talk shit about me in the past or whatever. Like, it's a normal thing.
Well, because you probably talk shit about your friends, right?
Well, yeah, everyone talks shit about everyone.
That's the thing. It doesn't mean anything.
There's a great song by David Bazan, The Headphones. I think it's called Shit Talker. It's a very good song.
Do you think that despite that, here's a real question, even though you've talked shit about friends that you like love, right? And you'd never say those things because you don't mean them or whatever, right? If you've heard the things that they talk shit about you about, would you still be really upset, or would you be able to justify it as like, well, I've said terrible things about this person?
No, I don't think I don't have that like I don't have that sort of ability to zoom out and see the big picture. I just only have blind rage and then happiness. So
the two best emotions.
Yeah, exactly. Up next, I'm really confused. Have you ever seen this happen where you actually can't find the year that it's from? Because this has so few views that I was like, oh, it must be new, but I don't see an upload date on this video, which I've never
like
seen
papyrus
before.
font. Like,
there's no upload date at all. So anyways, this band's called Forever Gone, and they link to a MySpace, and this is the best version. It's called I Wish That I Could Hate You.
Yes!
There we go.
Oh, finally something for Sam!
No, that's rapping about Blink.
Oh, yes.
I tried to make you happy, but you just wouldn't stay. Your games are getting old now, 'cause you cheat all the time. I'll forfeit all my heartbeats until I come inside. I wish I didn't love you. I wish that I could hate you. I wish I didn't hate you. I wish I didn't want to. I wish I didn't love you. I wish that I could hate you. I wish I didn't hate you. I wish I didn't want to.
Like the video looks fairly crisp. That makes me think it was uploaded recently, but they're linking to a MySpace. There's no like. When is this from? What is this? Where am I?
Like it's from like the most perfect timeline. Like that. That's the only kind of music that I want to listen to, and the only fonts I want to look at.
It's true, and that does really like express the "I really wish I hated you" vibe more sincerely than any others. But I'm going to play you two more. This one is by a fella named Stu Mullins, to be exact. And this is I guess
Stu Mullins isn't a real name.
I mean, look at this guy too. Again, completely errorless. It's like Nikon Coolpix photo of a Costco couch with like Kirkland Jinkos, I want to say. He's wearing like
those rare Kirkland Jinkos.
How can you even describe that hat even? It's like, it's half one of those army hats that Isaac Brock wore and then half like a normal hat. And there's just, it's so HD and so dated at the same time in this picture. But this is from Stu Mullen's album Violet from 2015. I Wish I Could Hate You. It's kind of impressive that Tim Heidecker has like so perfectly cornered the market that everything just reminds me of that.
It's
of
true.
Tim Heidecker.
Stu Mullins is definitely a Tim Heidecker character.
Yeah. Although also like when some of those like sort of unexpected chord changes happen, I was like, this is what Ron Sexsmith sounds like, right? Pretty
yeah,
sure.
I think so.
Just like, it's always just like clever chord progressions that make you go, oh.
Yeah, it's like that, but just with like worse and more alienating singing.
Okay, this is the one that I was hoping would be the one where I find the smoking gun that they ripped off from some poor YouTuber, but I think this is an original straight up. This is by Sophie Spang. It's called I Wish I Still Hated You, original song from 2018. I mean, the timeline is perfect. It only has 47 views. They could have gotten away with it. But I guess not. I mean, it could be fun, like, as a marketing thing, just to intentionally steal an obscure song from YouTube.
That's an interesting idea.
Like, put some money aside knowing that eventually you can pay them when the lawsuit happens.
Like every song on the new Blink-182 album is from a vlog with under 100 views.
Yeah, and then it's like a scavenger hunt, and they've done the right thing by putting some money aside. I guess then they'd have to guess how many units they sell through their dubious means of production coordinator, tax shelters, and ticket sales or whatever. But here's Sophie Spang's song that I don't think Blink-182 stole.
Start over from the beginning again. You ready? He says he's ready.
Say the damn line.
I
just wanted to say the line.
We're just.
I don't want to hear all this other shit. I want you to hear you say.
I'm loving hearing all of this shit, but
actually, it is good. As I was listening to her lyrics, I was like, "Damn, a lot of people are really good at writing songs." You know, it's like,
yeah.
And we just keep focusing on this one guy that talks about being drunk and numb and drowning all the time.
Yeah, we should be a Sophie Spang podcast.
Let's do it. Let's start the Spang gang.
Oh, whoa! I want to join that. That sounds cool as hell.
Okay. I had also written down a whole bunch of reaction videos, but I'm only going to play one because there's still covers too, and I feel like we're still in good mood right now.
Let's not push it.
Let's not push it, but I did want to play this one because it's just incredible. Just how it looks, everything about it is like so like this looks like it was shot on like the Zero Dark 30 camera, and it's from this month. Like, how does that make sense? The uploader is named Brian Delivers You the Goods. So that's a good start. 28 views. And it's this is like, it looks like he lives in grandma's basement, and this is like a 100 DPI camera, I want to say.
The perfect number of DPIs.
I guess is DPI a camera thing? Maybe not. I
feel like it's mostly a photo thing. This is a very dark camera.
This is like some Blumhouse-ass vlogging going on here.
Brian Delivers You the Goods here. I'm returning to you again today for a track review. And this is for the Blink-182 song I was going to do. I Really Wish I Hated You song. Well, track review. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to and let you know what I thought of this track. So let's dive into this review. Now, this is their fifth single for the upcoming record.
I was expecting it to go to like super HD graphics. But he's like, let's dive into it.
Just the idea of like, it reminds me of like when kids just walk around holding like rocks pretending to vlog, where like he's doing like full produced like after the break, I'm going to let you know what I think of it. Okay, still here. Nothing has changed. I'm filming this into my, whatever.
It's like a pinhole camera. It's like a pinhole digital camera. I would say.
Yeah.
Posting any more early album reviews anymore because I could get in trouble for that.
What?
Because the album wasn't out yet when Brian delivered the goods to us.
Hopefully, you can understand where I'm coming from.
I do, Brian.
And it would have let people talk more about what they think of each song.
Should we skip ahead a little? I want to hear him talk about the song.
Yeah, I mean, are we?
I just feel like
it feels longer than 6 minutes already.
But I don't know for sure. I won't know till September 20th. A 5 out of 5. But there was the drumming in it does all right.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
And just Travis Barker's drumming in it is pretty good in this track.
I agree. Again.
But there are some problems with it. Like, lengthwise, it does a solid job. But it just feels like it felt short.
The song felt short.
I already reviewed this one.
I just like the idea of like reviewing a song lengthwise. Like, let's talk about the things that you would always want to know about the song. Lengthwise, pretty good. They've nailed it.
Right. I can't really find too much of the commentary. I feel like this video is melting my computer screen as it plays. But he did just give it a 4.5 out of 5. So.
Wow, I agree with Brian Delivers the Goods.
Yeah, Brian Delivers the Goods is good. Okay, let's play the cover section bumper, and then we'll get into covers. Please.
All right, we're going to be back after the break with more covers here on Blink 155. Hit it.
What could it be? Like, come on, you're Mr. Music Man now.
No, because you're right. You made me feel like I was sort of like performatively singing as opposed to like.
I'm ready for you to sing a bumper. I'm not going
to sing a bumper. I've been shamed.
Okay,
I think there should be a bumper competition. I think that there should be. Next week we'll start with a covers bumper, and it'll be a nation original.
Yeah. So submit if you have an idea for a bumper for the covers section. Submit it. And we'll pay you in exposure. So we got to start with fucking,
Yes.
You know how it goes here on Blink 155. Nightcore, baby. If it looks.
I don't really like myself without you. Yeah. Every song I sing is still
so much better.
You.
It's good.
From myself the way you used to. 'Cause I don't really like myself without you. I really wish I hated you. A little drunk, waiting on your phone call. A little numb, maybe I can feel that.
Mark sounds cool like this.
Yeah, but he does. He's a little nasal.
Migos flow.
It's so Migos.
I drove by your house, but you don't live there anymore. 'Cause I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still
I think it's gonna get big, and it doesn't. It's beautiful.
I know,
it's cool.
Cause I don't really like myself without you. I really wish I hated you right now. Won't you say something? Won't you say something?
Oh my god, the Nightcore version makes me fucking love it.
Yeah,
so
that's
much.
good. It has like also like the Migos flow also just reminds me of like because it's also that sort of like vaguely like a soca kind of type melody and beat that would be like in an Ed Sheeran song that would be like soca is over.
Right. It's true. Yeah. This song seems like Diplo would have worked on it like 10 years ago.
Yeah. This
And he's even lost now too. So like he's trying to be a cowboy and shit. Like get out of here, Diplo.
I love Diplo.
Oh, you would. Okay,
Diplo is like the coolest possible iteration of a Diplo type bro.
That's true.
It was never going to be better than Diplo.
We don't have time for this Diplo defense right now. We'll have to weigh all of the data and have a Diplo episode where we decide if he's good or not.
Okay.
I had to play this one because it's by someone named MTL, and that's my people now.
Oh,
It's
wow.
born and raised here. MTL remix, and this is, I believe, a dubstep remix of the song. So here we go. Pure silence at the start.
It might not make a Montreal.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
The Montreal remix is just like AIDS Wolf. It's just someone eating a microphone.
I really wish I hated you. A little drunk, waiting on your phone call. A little numb, maybe I
This part's so good.
This whole song is so good. Even the POD part.
Yeah, it's true.
So far, kind of the same, right?
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's what I'm waiting for. This is how we do it in MTL, baby.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. It feels like they're doing like it live, like
This part's really good too. Okay, yeah, that confirmed it's a Chainsmokers song. But Chainsmokers are like so classy that they don't do the dubstep thing. They just they got rid of that. They scrubbed it clean. And now it's just pure white people music. You could never accuse the Chainsmokers of cultural appropriation. 'Cause it's just like they just slathered mayonnaise all over the beat. It's great.
I love that that's our culture, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. So this one I'm still on the fence about if I should play or not, but it looks like I'm about to play it, so I guess I am. This one is just fucking purely unhinged, completely in every way.
The max res default is like really like eyeballing me. Oh, yep,
Yeah.
okay. That's the vibe.
So there's only I watched it earlier, and now it says 7, and I guess you opened it first, so there must have been 4 views uploaded yesterday. This is uploaded by Ethereal, 2 name, like cut in half. The word ethereal. How do you even pronounce that? I would say ethereal, but I bet you it's ethereal, right?
I don't know. Do they want the joke to only be like a visual gag? Because then I feel like it's, I'm ethereal, or it's spelled like ethereal. And you'd be like, oh, damn, 2 things.
But even if I was ever saying the word ethereal out loud, I would say ethereal, and then all you fucking peanut gallery would be roasting me for it. You know what? You probably say stuff wrong too, you guys.
You're talking to me or the people judging you?
I mean, everyone's out to get me.
I say
just having like
so
a full
many things
paranoid, having a full paranoid breakdown.
Everyone's got you.
So Etha Real has written one song, one take, no edits, no formal training. And Etha Real has like a sort of, I would say, a hairdresser look, maybe like just like very, very well done purple bangs with matching purple lipstick and purple eyeshadow. Just like a strong, intense look as she gazes into the camera.
It's gamery. I would describe it as a gamery look.
Yeah, like a gamer hairdresser for sure. Yeah, those two vibes together. And this is what Etha Real sounds like.
I love you, but I hate you when you're with someone else. Want you wrapped around me, but I don't trust myself. I drove by your house, but you don't live there anymore. I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. I don't really like myself without you. Really wish I hated you. Won't you say something? Won't you say something? I really wish I hated you. Won't you say something? Say something.
Is that what like Amanda Palmer sounds like, or that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. That's what Amanda Palmer looks like.
Yeah, it's like sort of like Fringe Fest music.
Oh my god! It was like talking about this for the last 24 hours, but like no moment in the history of television has ever so effectively and honestly made my skin crawl the way that like L to the OG did during last night's Ken WA performance. Yeah. And like this had that same like I felt like my skin levitated an inch off my body.
It was
at certain moments.
Yeah, it was affecting. It was. I think it's like her vibe and her world. She's doing it very well. What she's
absolutely,
trying to do.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like theatrical. Like I don't know. There's all kinds of people who like Blink-182. So shout out to Etha Real.
Hell yes.
For that one. And then up next we've got. So there are quite a few people who've tried to sort of ramp up the guitar. That's their complaint about all these new songs with not enough guitar. And among them, trying to bring the spirit of Tom back to the realm of guitar, is our friend Leo Dio.
No.
It's great because when he's playing guitar, he can't say slurs, so that's why it's good.
You think that's frustrating for him?
Probably. He's written, one more radio song that Blink created. The last songs I've heard weren't bad, but the mixing is always typical radio style. Quiet guitars and too many effects, spelling everything wrong, Leo, which let the song sound like a typical pop radio shit. But good that you have me. I edited the right guitars into the song to bring you the good old Tom feeling. So he's claiming that he's bringing it the Tom feeling, and he's back in his terrifying bunker. Like what is this place where he practices? It's so scary looking.
I mean, it's a horror movie set.
It really is.
I mean, this is definitely this is the second location that you're not supposed to go to. Is Leo Dio's rock cavern.
Also, his little preamp or whatever, or the PA, is on top of a vacuum cleaner box. And like the painting above the drums is so fucking terrifying. So I guess if Tom did it, it would just have slightly more guitar? Is what
yeah,
they think?
like so far, I'm not missing Tom on this song, Leo. What would you say to your haters if they're out there or interviewing you right now? Still like an all-timer, man. Wait. Oh, there's a lot of covers from the new album.
Oh, does this sound like Tom to you?
Oh.
It sounds like Explosions in the Sky.
Yeah. Yeah, not noticing a huge difference.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Tom at all. I mean, it doesn't. So, I don't know. It sounds like, you know what? For once, it sounds like Leo Dio.
Damn, finally found his own sound.
He found his own voice. You didn't need Tom all along. It's like the end of Dumbo or whatever with the feather. You didn't need Tom. You didn't need Tom all along.
Dumbo, spoiler alert.
Sorry. Okay, well, there's another one that's apparently in the style of old Blink, and this is from Cued on Mars. And I really wish I hated you. in style.
Oh, pardon
of
me.
Old Blink.
Just
Was that a
allergic to Old
sneeze?
Blink.
Was that okay? Wait, was that a sneeze?
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff happening at once.
Are you like a little soft, quiet sneezer? Like you do a little like.
I always try to keep it in though. I try
You
to.
do like it sounded like you just did a little. One of those.
I was also trying to be professional.
It's true. I haven't sneezed yet. I think I should.
I know, like you're the sick one. And
it's gonna shatter our eardrums if I sneeze right now. I sneeze like a fucking animal. It's crazy. So, okay, according to Queued on Mars, this is done in the style of Old Blink. So, there's, of course, a little intro first. Like, comment, share, subscribe. So, this is the style of Old Blink.
I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you.
You like that bass
Singing
tone.
from myself the way you used to. 'Cause I don't really like myself without you. I really wish I hated you. A little drunk, waiting on the phone call. A little dumb.
I mean, it's good. Still sounding very current Blink so far.
Well, the thing is, when you try to make it Old Blink, like this just sounds like the song. It just sounds like a cover of the song.
Yeah. Again, great.
It's weird to hear like a bedroom garage band recording of this like song that just sounds so expensive and had 12 production coordinators on it.
Yeah, it's but again, to me, like you hear it that way, and you're like, the song still rocks. Like it is, the production on it is cool. Like it sounds cool, but it's just as good, in this Old Blink style.
No, that's what I'm saying. That did not sound like Old Blink to me. It sounded like someone just playing the song on guitar. So I think it is an Old Blink song if that's how it's being interpreted. But anyways, there's a couple more. We got to get through a couple acoustic ones. I'm sorry.
No, we have
this one
to. I'm sorry.
We have to.
Like
We're
these words mean nothing to you.
That's true. That is definitely true. But this cover is really good. This is by First Name Last Name, who I think has been on here before.
I think
First
so.
Name Last Name. It seems like just a classic bedroom teen. Cool posters on the wall. Cool wall decals. Misfits shirt. Swoop haircut. Just teen vibes. And this is what First Name Last Name has done.
I don't really love myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. 'Cause I don't really like myself without you. I really wish I hated you. A little drunk, waiting on your phone call. A little numb, maybe I can feel it. Oh, you stitch me up, but you can stop me bleeding out. Better when I'm broken, I love you, but I hate you when you with someone else. I don't want you wrapped around me, but I don't trust myself. I drove by your house, but you don't live there anymore. 'Cause I don't really love myself without you. Every song.
Oh, the song's so good.
It's such a good song, and that was like literally at the most like charming teen bedroom cover.
Yeah, it just and then stripped down that much, you're like, shit, like this song could do anything maybe except be Old Blink.
Yeah, that is the one. Do not try. Stop trying.
The only thing about this song is that it definitely can't be a Blink-182 song. Okay, one more. Wait, let me see what I got here. Oh, I got two more acousties and then one to close this out.
Acousties. Is it the first time you've said that?
No, I've been saying it a bunch of times.
I hate it.
You're not listening to me.
I am listening. I'm just not paying attention to you.
This kid looks like he lives in the model home from Arrested Development. Like, it's so hilarious.
Oh, wow.
This is Richie Mandanici on YouTube here. Hey guys, I'm recovering from a cold, same, but really wanted to post this cover since I couldn't last Friday. Also, I'll be posting another cover this Friday as well, so sub and turn on notifications. There's a strange fisheye quality to this. And like, so does Richie live in this Arrested Development ass basement suite, or is this just like the common room of his family's home?
I don't know. I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
There's so many things in this room that it looks like someone just fully lives in this room alone.
Yeah, because there's like some sort of exercise equipment that is under an ironing board.
Yeah. And then there's like a full-on like tax desk, I want to say. And then there's like a sewing machine in the background. And I feel like there could be a kitchenette in here too. You know?
Oh yeah, there's kitchenette energy in this room.
Big time. So this is Richie Mandanici's cover of I Really Wish I fucking love this kid so much already.
Cause I don't really like myself without you.
Oh yeah, Richie.
Give it to me, Richie.
Just like you used to. Cause I don't really like myself without you. A little drunk, waiting on your phone call. Little love, maybe I can feel that. Oh, you stitch me up, but you can't stop me bleeding now. See, I love you, hate you when you're with someone else. I don't want you wrapped around me when I can't trust myself. I drove by your house and you don't live there anymore. I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself.
It kind of seems like a like Shawn Mendes early video from when he's like a kid, or like in this context, the song seems like it could be from like the sixth member of One Direction named like Graham or something, and no one knows about it, going solo.
This is definitely the biggest song from Graham's first album after the breakup of One Direction.
Like this video just seems like it was shot for a brief 5-second clip in a Scooter Braun documentary, you know? Before Richie Mandanici got big.
Yeah, no one would believe. Yeah, just hanging out in the basement, sewing by day, making videos by night. The king of TikTok, Richie Mandanici.
They're like, wait, shorten your name to Rich Man, and it's done. And then he skyrockets. So
damn,
good.
Rich Man.
I fucking love Richie Mandanici. When is this from? It's not showing the date again. How come sometimes? Do you see a date on here?
Hold on. I will admit that I closed it. Yeah, this is from September 16th. This is a fresh Richie.
So, but he said he was going to do another one the next Friday. So let's see what he did. Oh yeah, he did Zara Larson, and then he did Halsey. He's just been killing it lately. He did a Shawn Mendes. So let's check out the Shawn Mendes cover by Richie Mandanici. Oh my god! Oh, this is like in a Guitar Center. Are you allowed to do that?
Just like make YouTube videos in Guitar Center?
Yeah, like just like do a full on cover in the guitar room. That cuts out the middleman. You don't even need to buy a guitar anymore.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to do this. Imagine if you walked into Guitar Center and Rich Man's just in the corner vlogging, playing a great Shawn Mendes song.
Can you sign Richie Mandanici, please?
I can, and I will. I'm in the Richie Mandanici business, and business is good. Like, this is literally like at the start of the Scooter Braun doc, where it's like, I actually discovered Richie Mandanici making YouTube videos in a Guitar Center in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
He ran an illegal H&R Block out of his Nook.
Oh, man. Oh, no. He skipped last Monday because he lost a band member on that day, and it caused too much drama to post a cover. I assume he means lost to the band, not to this mortal coil.
Oh, my God. I hope everything's okay, Richie. Let us know. Richie, please, get in our DMs over here. We need to talk business, baby.
He's apologizing for wearing the same shirt in this other video, but it's because he has to promote Rip and Dip. What is Rip and Dip? This is a clothing brand.
Wait, Richie has his own clothing brand? Richie's a fucking empire already. Rich man.
Yeah, they don't call you Rich Man for nothing. Oh,
wait, he has like 4,000 followers on Instagram too, but he's following 7,000, so that's not
yeah, we've all been there, bud.
That classic trick. You found ripandipclothing.com.
Yo, Rip and Dip rocks. I wish I could wear this shit. You can wear this stuff.
Yeah, but
I'm so jealous.
I would never wear something like this. Looks like that H3 guy, or what's his name? Wait, what's it called? Ethan? What's that guy's channel called?
H3, right?
Yeah, he has like a bad streetwear brand too. Oh, this is too far. This looks like Waves merch from 2009.
See, I don't understand the subtleties.
But I don't think
this is how Josiah dresses.
Richie
and you're
doesn't
like,
own this company. There's no way Richie
that's
owns
Richie
it.
Mandanici's streetwear company.
There's no way. I need to really get in touch with Richie Maninucci, and it's one of those things where I don't even know why yet. I just know that we need to talk.
Oh, Zoomies carries Rip and Dip, so...
it was founded by Ryan O'Connor. We're falling apart here. Oh, I see. Yeah, Richie has a band called When in Doubt, I think. Are they like an emo band?
Oh, I mean, it sounds like an emo band.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look at all these studs. Everyone in this band looks like a lacrosse player.
Here's the official video for When in Doubt.
Oh my God! Is he the singer?
Yeah, and all of his friends look exactly like him. And also, this is like 70 FPS.
This is so great because it's like a full just like templatized like rock video where they've got these guys like in a sort of abandoned warehouse, and they're so deeply uncomfortable rocking out. Like it's again. I feel like my skin has not spent enough time attached to my skeleton since this episode started. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. Take the camera off these people.
Seriously, why is it so high FPS?
It's definitely like 200 FPS. Like this is like motion smoothing on. It looks like a department store TV.
Yeah. Oh man, Richie, you got to go solo, buddy. No disrespect to When in Doubt, but we're gonna link and build, buddy.
But never stop repping the R&D, my favorite brand.
Yeah, how dare you say I could wear that? Okay, I wasn't gonna play this one, but then I noticed something really, really good in this video. So this is I want you to pay close attention and see if you can figure it out. Okay, this is uploaded by Abaya Daguna, and the caption just says IBAB. I don't know what that means. It must be a different language, but this is an acoustic cover of the song. Okay. Do you notice anything when you watch it?
Well, he's got something in front of his microphone. I can't tell what that is.
No, don't worry about that thing. Look at closer to the guitar.
There's smoke rising.
There's smoke rising.
Is it coming out of the middle of the guitar, or in front of the guitar?
Keep watching. You're gonna when you see it, it's gonna be so good. So there's smoke coming out of like the strumming section of the acoustic guitar. He's just doing chords right now. It's like overdubbed the lead. Did you see it yet?
Do you have a cigarette in his strumming hand?
He's holding a cig. He's literally holding a cig while he strums.
Yeah, this guy loves cigs.
It's so good.
He's just strumming with a cigarette in between his fingers.
It's a lit cig. I'm trying to see if he ever takes a drag. I don't think so. He just like, maybe I could do that. Like, you're not smoking, you're just like cig strumming.
Yo, that's a ciggy strummer. It looks so good.
He literally never takes a drag in the entire video, I don't think.
Damn, fucking Chekhov cigarette.
At like 1:22, he does this like Amanda Marshall hands where you can really see that cig. And it's not getting ashed either.
Yeah, like this just seems like do the thing, put it in your headstock like you're in the Strokes or so, whatever, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That was always a cool look.
Oh man, when I was like drumming in
dude loves smoking.
When I drummed in a Strokes cover band for Halloween, the same band that I was in when our power got shut off. I talked about that recently for some reason.
Yeah,
I was like, we practiced. We were supposed to practice like at our friend's office or something, and it fell through, and they're like, oh, sorry, you can't practice here, but there's an abandoned house that you can practice in, like around the corner. So we went there. I think someone from like a Calgary rock band had been evicted or something. So we were like practicing in this shitty house, and so I was like, hell yeah. And I was the drummer in this band. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to smoke cigs while I drum. And so I was like trying to chain smoke and drum at the same time. And it was very nauseating. I do not recommend it. Instead, I would recommend cig strumming.
Yeah, cig strum is the only way to do it.
You gotta cig strum.
Strictly strum.
That's obviously my favorite, but I'm gonna close out with one final one, which is just we need some like soft piano vibes to really slow things down after the cig. So this is uploaded by Sarah Calaf. don't know what I'm saying.
You should have just gone for it, man. That wasn't worth repeating.
I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. Excuse the glamorous get-up. I've been feeling a little unwell, but really wanted to do this song. Everyone's feeling sick right now, and they're still powering through with this song.
Is it inspiring for you?
It is inspiring. I think I should have covered this song.
You should have, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't feeling too good. This is another one of your like shirtless, just.
So here's Sarah with her piano cover, and she's in like a nice loft bedroom.
Yeah, a little skylight.
House. Oh, hell yeah. Here we go. Very soft.
I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. So I don't really like myself without you. Really wish I hated you. Little drunk, waiting on your phone call. Little numb, maybe I can't feel it all. You stitch me up, but you saw me bleeding out. Better when I'm broken. I love you, but hate you when you with someone else. Want you wrapped around me, but don't trust myself. I drive by your house, but you don't live there anymore. I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. So I don't really like myself without you. Really wish I hated you. Won't you say something? Won't you say something? Really wish I hated you. Won't you say something?
Sam, another person you've got to sign now.
Oh my God! Sorry, rich man.
You're canceled.
Yeah. Like, holy shit, that was so good.
Yeah, that was legit beautiful. It was so nice. I was thinking, I drove by your house and you don't live there anymore. Could it be that Mark was driving by Tom's old house that Bill Billingsley drove to in that one video that we had to make, the tour of San Diego?
Yes.
That you can find on Patreon.
Absolutely, yes. The song is in many ways about Bill Billingsley.
I think it is. Maybe that's what it is.
Bill Billingsley's tour of San Diego.
We all feel like we wish we could hate Bill, but we can't. We just love that bod.
Ooh, the bod of the pod, baby. So, Josiah, what are your final thoughts on the song I Really Wish I Hated You by the band Blink-182?
I mean, these last two covers, Sarah and my man Richie Mandanici or whatever his name was, fucking awesome. But, like, it's weird. I guess it's just weird. I'm confused because Blink-182, we all have an idea of what they're supposed to sound like. And this doesn't sound like what my idea of Blink-182 is, but it's also obviously music for teens. And so I guess it's still Blink-182. And so maybe Mark Hoppus is just still able to, like, speak to the teens in 2019. And isn't that all that any of us want to do, is speak to teens?
I like that he's like the teen Lorax, you know?
He's like the teen whisperer.
This is a great song to whisper to teens. I love it. It's so good.
Oh, I've been saving that one.
Cause I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself just like you used to. Cause I don't really like myself without you. A little drunk.
Welcome to Blink-155. I'm still sick. Since last recording, I've got a nice... it's becoming more nasally and more pop punk, which I think is fitting. But I'm welcoming our guest, Branson Reese. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good. A little behind the scenes. I've extremely fucked up our recording time, and Branson's just been kind of sitting around politely waiting for me all night. So I kind of feel like my co-host right now, like making someone move at my every whim, and it feels quite good. Actually, I feel like I've become more alpha from this experience.
Oh yeah, I'm completely subservient to you now.
So I guess for people who aren't aware, I mean, let's pretend this is a job interview or something. Like, who are you? To the Blink-182 community, you know, I think you exist in a realm of Twitter where people know who you are. But if you're talking to a bunch of like pop punk dads, who the fuck are you?
Oh yeah, they're not gonna know me. I'm a cartoonist. I'm a cartoonist and comedian in New York. That's it. Those are my 2 main bullet points.
Right, that's pretty good. Would you?
Yeah.
Are you now? I don't know enough about the subculture to be able to delineate. Do you do webcomics or no?
Oh yeah, I do webcomics. I think it's, and I might be wrong too, but I think it's just if you make comics that go up on the web initially, that's webcomics.
Because the thing is, I actually really like your comics, but I've been quoted before as saying that, like, to me, webcomics is probably the worst possible medium of all time. Like, I find that generally, if your webcomics start as a place of just making me want to die when I see them. Maybe I'm just seeing the wrong ones. You know, it's usually like the really preachy, upworthy kind of webcomics or whatever.
There's some great shit out there that's really good webcomics that you should definitely check out. There's really good, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Like bad webcomics or like bad newspaper comics is like, oh no, Marmaduke knocked over a lamp or something. But bad webcomics is like fucking kill me. It's terrible.
It's like the ska maybe of that world. Like I know there's good ska, but you hear the word ska. I mean, I've been on my own journey with ska and I'm into ska again. But for most people, you know, you hear ska and you're like, oh my God, get away from me.
I think it's not controversial to say ska's got pretty bad PR.
Yeah. Similarly, I think webcomics maybe.
I'd be comfortable saying I'm like a ska equivalent web cartoonist.
Amazing. But you're also a big time Blink head.
Oh, I love them. Love the lads.
What's your, I mean, even as we were leading up to this, you started talking about it. I was like, I got to interrupt it because this is what we always do on the pod. So you even said
I didn't know if you were recording or not.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I should have just hit record anyways in case you said something sketchy, but you didn't, unfortunately. So I have nothing on you. But you know, the thing that I ask every time that people have started even making fun of me because it's so generic, but you started doing it too, is like, we all had this time where we thought we were too cool for Blink-182. So tell me about your journey with Blink-182 in your life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 31, so it's like I feel like I have been their target audience for about 20 some years now. It's like like when I was in 5th grade when Dude Ranch came out, which is there's really nothing that a 5th grader is not prepared for on Dude Ranch.
Right.
It feels like, oh, this is what middle schoolers are listening to. It's just right outside of your realm of just outside of your comfort zone. So it's a very aspirational album.
Even the sketches are when you're at that age, you're like, this is the pinnacle of comedy.
Oh, absolutely. I still feel fondly towards. It would be impossible for me to say if it's good or bad, just because of how much I loved it when I was 10.
Right.
And then, so I was in 6th grade when Enema came out, which is that just could not have hit harder for me at the time.
Right. Absolutely.
And I wasn't allowed to, I don't know why I was allowed to have Dude Ranch, but the cover for Enema, whatever rubric of my parents, what I was allowed to buy and not buy. Dude Ranch, which is I think is straight up worse.
In what sense do you think it's worse?
It's balls. It's a bull's balls, right on the cover.
Right.
And Enema is just, it's a little more suggestive, I guess. But for whatever reason, Enema, they were you're not getting that album.
I guess maybe because being a furry back then was so beyond the realm of possibility that maybe the bull didn't seem erotic back then. But now it's in today's internet climate, the Enema or the Dude Ranch bull is very erotic.
Oh, yeah. 11-year-olds right now are going to be what the fuck? How could this have been? But it was a different time, man.
Exactly.
So Enema, had the added benefit of, feeling forbidden, so it, just sounded even better to me.
Right.
And then to 2001, I would have been I think I was in Birmingham, Alabama. We had just moved when Take Off Your Pants and Jacket came out. That was huge too. I mean, it's all of these time, right the age you need to be for all of this. And then whenever in 2003, when Blink-182 came out, that I think I was a sophomore in high school. And at that point, I was I'm done with these guys. This is a joke.
Right.
I like the Strokes or whatever.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, I want to rewind a little bit because I'm curious. When did you get the take off your pants and jacket pun? Because I feel like I got it about 5 years ago or something.
It was way late. I didn't know. At the time, I was just like, what an obtusely named album. Like, this doesn't roll off the tongue well at all. And it wasn't. I got it in 8th grade because a kid like spelled it out for me.
Right.
Some like fucking like Huck Finn kid like lived outside the law was like, no, it's about masturbating.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, but I had pretty much the same journey. I think with Take Off Your Pants was when I was officially too cool, and then Self-Titled came out, and I was like, I'm into like real punk now.
Yeah.
But then like we've called it self-unentitled on this podcast because we can never remember what it's called. But self-unentitled. Eventually, I came back to it, and I think it's incredible personally.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I've come back around to neighborhoods. Like I'm very forgiving.
Right, but well, that's really the main reason you're here. But first of all, I want to ask, how forgiving are you of Skiba era?
I'd say reasonably. I'd say I'm pretty forgiving. Like, I listened to the new album and was like, that's fine.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's just not the same. It's a different band. They should have renamed it, but like, what? I get why it has to be like this, and like, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, like, what else are they supposed to do? I think if Tom was in it, it would still probably be bad at this point. You can't keep going forever.
It would definitely be. They don't want to be the band they were anymore. Like, I can't blame them.
So
they're like 60 now or something.
Exactly. I know. They're so ancient, and I just want them to still be doing punk jumps and wearing Dickies, and they're so fucking ancient. It's not fair. But so if you were to look back, like, what's your favorite album? What's the one that you think is like untouchable?
Probably Enema.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it's like, I wouldn't even say it's untouchable so much as it's just like, that's just the one that I could like karaoke with my eyes closed, you know?
Right. Yeah, true. Okay. So sorry, I'm spacing out. I'm really sick. Where was I going to go with this? I was going to say, the main reason you wanted to talk to me is that you said you're especially interested in, even before you adopted your Halloween name, your screen name was something to do with Boxcar Racer on Twitter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You want to talk about kind of their moment sort of in the wilderness, which arguably if they had never come back, they would have left behind a perfect discography. And yes, we've all come around on Neighborhoods, but still, if it had ended there, it probably would have been better. But you told me that you're kind of like super into the backstabby Boxcar Racer plus 44 era, which I absolutely love too.
It's wild. It's I love it. It's first of all, I love the Boxcar Racer's self-titled debut. It's like, I think it's good. I think it's a good album.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's as good as Take Off Your Pants for sure. And
I definitely made fun of it when I was a teen because it was like so, like, even then he seemed way too old to be that angsty, you know?
Oh, I see. I must have been just young enough that I just like that one hook, line, sinker. I just fell right for it.
Amazing.
And it's so, now it's like funny to me in retrospect, but I still love it. But like the idea that he, at the height of his career, and like he was a skajillionaire, like how much money he had and like how powerful Blink was, that Tom was like, no, I need to follow my heart and make an album that sounds 93% like a Blink-182 album. But it's just like a little darker, and I want people to know I've heard of Fugazi. Like,
yeah.
That's
it's definitely like he really wants people to know that he's heard of Fugazi. He's like proto-Beto in that sense, I think.
Oh yeah, Beto's nothing without Tom DeLonge. So that's like, he owes it all to him, man.
Yeah, it's like, you're right. It's someone who's like so incredibly uncool, trying so hard to have cred. When it's like, you didn't need to. Like, you're Tom DeLonge. You fucking rule. Yeah. You don't need to do this.
Well, that's part of what's like, I think why it appealed to me so hard at 14 was like, that was the exact age, because it came out in 2002. That was the exact age when I was like, I need people to know that I've started reading music magazines. Right. Like if they don't, I'll die.
So you were where you lived in Alabama at this point?
I think I was in the like DC area at this point.
So oh wow, so you were like right in the Ian MacKaye zone, really? That's probably why it hit so hard.
I lived in the DC area, and I was like, oh, dude, like I have to. I'm like 14 years old. I'd never been to 930 Club or anything, but I was just like, this is like part of my heritage or some complete bullshit that was not true.
Right. Did you ever like go deeper and like go to local punk shows or anything?
Yeah, I did. Once I got a little older in high school, I did. But at this point, I was completely just like wearing a costume.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Boxcar Racer to me is like a manager of a Zoomies is sad that his underage girlfriend has to go away with her family for the weekend or something.
Yeah. I mean, but that guy does need an album.
That's true. Yeah, I guess sadly he does. But no, I mean, I've learned to love it absolutely too. And especially the absolute banger. I was in Hot Topic recently because I've started going to Hot Topic in my mid-30s. And I was in there recently and the song Cat Like Thief came on and I was like, we can't leave Hot Topic until this is over because it's so incredible. Like Tim Armstrong sounds so good with Tom DeLonge.
He sounds great. It's a good mix. That song made me feel weird when I was a kid too. I like couldn't put my finger on it. It was like, oh, we're all growing up.
Amazing. So you have this album, and first of all, Travis Barker is like so dead inside that he can't even pick a side between Mark and Tom. Like he just is willing to do both.
I don't know he's the most mysterious to me, but it's like the way I think of Blink is that there's basically like 3 strategies you could have if you're in Blink 182, and each of them took like one of the strategies where it's like to me, my perception is like Mark's strategy is like, fuck it, I'm in Blink 182, I'm going to have a blast. Travis's strategy is just like, this is a job, I'll reap the rewards, but I'm just going to treat this like I'm like clocking in. And then Tom's strategy is like, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown because I can't like emotionally grapple with what being in Blink 182 like means.
So which person do you identify with most? Because I got shivers when you said one of them because I love that person so much, but I'd like to know for you.
I don't know. I mean, I like to think I would handle it the way Mark did, which I think is like honestly a pretty responsible way to handle being. It's just like he seems to have the most like hindsight of like, oh, this is our time to be a bunch of dipshits and like make a music video where we run around naked. And he seemed to enjoy it. He just seemed like the most genuinely happy with it.
Right.
I hope I would handle it like him, but realistically, I'd probably have like a Tom style breakdown.
But that's like the most beautiful thing. That's who I love. Is like, yeah, he did have a breakdown and burn it all down to make this like weird, stupid, fake Fugazi album, and then he like saved the world with his alien research. Like he's killing it by just flying so close to the sun. And
I completely agree. I think it's beautiful. It's tough not to like really feel for the guy too of like, God, you let being in Blink 182 like get to you that hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super relatable. He's just like so raw.
Yeah, he's like so insecure, but also like such a true artiste at the same time.
He really is, and it's like he's an artiste. I'm sure you like talk about this. I'm sure this has like come up a million times on the podcast, but like he's an artiste about a stupid thing, but like. So am I. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's kind of beautiful. But then so Boxcar Racer happens, and then you've got Plus 44, which is like, I mean, again, it's like pretty middle of the road, but also has almost aged better. It's like more respect. It kind of like sometimes sounds like Smashing Pumpkins to me a little bit, or like it's like alt rock.
That's sort of what I don't dig about it, though, is that it's a little middle of the road to me. It feels safe. It's like. That feels a little bit more like Revenge to me than Racer did.
And especially, so this is the real crux of it. The song No It Isn't, famously named after how he said it's not about Tom, even though it so obviously is. First of all, that's one of like the all-time great diss songs in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like the lyrics are so. That's even more emo sounding for like a 48-year-old or whatever he was when he's like, it says like slit your wrists and burn down something beautiful.
God, it's so. But that's another. It's like, obviously I feel embarrassed for him, but also it's like, fucking air all of that on an album that I can listen to.
Yeah, exactly. Because at this point, like, I think by the time the Urethra Chronicles came out, it's like Blink-182 is also a reality series. Like, we want to see what happens with these handsome boys.
They're like three hot guys too. That can't be dismissed.
Like, they couldn't have stayed in like the Fat Records ghetto because they're too good looking.
Oh yeah, they never would have lasted there. It's just like exactly what needed to happen to them is what happened.
Yeah, totally. But I just love, so even back then, No It Isn't, he says the name of it is like, the song's not about Tom. And the new song, I Really Wish I Hated You. I mean, basically every song since No It Isn't, people have thought was written about Tom and the secret resentment. Yeah. And like, you can kind of wish cast it with every song. But I think with this new song, I Really Wish I Hated You, is the first time that he's playing with that expectation. Like, there's no way he wrote the line, every song I write is still about you, without knowing that everyone's going to like lose their minds and make the Charlie Day pinboard connecting it to Tom or whatever.
He's definitely, I didn't even think about that when I was listening to it. All I could think about was like how overproduced it is when I was listening.
Right.
Like the lyrics didn't even they just passed right through me. There was no.
I mean, there's a few things that are like pretty erotic in the song, or at least suggest a romantic relationship. But we've read so much Blink-182 fan fiction at this point that like that still makes it seem like it's about Mark and Tom to me.
Yeah.
But like, come on, every song I write is still about you. And even to say I Really Wish I Hated You is like, he even knows that he needs Tom at this point.
Oh, and he fucking plays with it on Twitter all the time too, where he'll always like tweet these sort of like oblique reference, not even oblique. He'll just say like Tom was right, and it's a picture of a bunch of aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the alien news breaks, and he's suspiciously quiet. Or he did something at some like Petco field or some like depressingly named stadium,
right?
And like Tom had played there, and he did a video of like all the famous people, and it got to Tom, and he was like, "Where are you?"
Oh yeah, but, I mean that's what we were kind of talking about earlier about how Blink-182 is just like the easiest punchline now. Blink-182 themselves are embracing it, and that's even making it more confusing and like depressing, but also I guess it makes sense.
Well, that's sort of why I love Tom. Is like Tom does not seem ready to joke about it. I think that's really beautiful. He's like, if he has, I've just completely missed it. But it seems like he's like, all I ever hear from him is there'll be like alien news, and he'll be like, "Yeah, people were wrong to doubt me."
Yeah, I mean, he does do like the voice in my Yed thing or whatever. But he started that, like, he's like the last person to make that joke. I think it's like he's just been forced by society to make that joke, and he's finally caved.
Yeah, he's like the last. This is like when I moved to New York. I'm like. I'm like right. My eyes are right at the level that every umbrella prong is at. So I was like furious about how the way like umbrella etiquette in the city. So it was like, God, it was like 7 or 8 years before I finally was just like, I'm getting soaking wet. I have to buy an umbrella.
Right.
I think that's like his situation.
That's exactly right. So you just could only notice the production. I mean, this song specifically is very Fedora sounding most of the time.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, it feels, because usually they do feel like being in a Hot Topic. And this one to me feels like being in like, an Aeropostale or something. Like,
yeah, totally.
Like,
yeah, you're right. It's a different store in the mall.
It sounds the way like air conditioning feels. Like it's
so true.
I don't mean to knock it either. It's like a very catchy song. You didn't do anything wrong. It just is.
It's too many cologne samples at once, kind of mixing together while you walk through. That's so true. I mean, yeah, I guess that's why, excuse me, that's why it's still Blink-182, because we're still in the mall. It's just that they're trying to appeal to different stores now, and it's getting confusing.
The mall is the way that like every Faulkner book and story is like all takes place in the same county is like no matter what they do, they're always in the mall. Right. They'll never expand outside of the mall.
But the thing is, malls are changing so fast in this late capitalism age that they could be anywhere. Maybe they'll end up in a mega church in the end.
Oh, I mean, this is why we keep talking about Blink. They picked the mall, and malls remain relevant year after year.
Yeah. Even if they get more and more depressing, they still matter.
Yeah, it's like a band to me, like Pennywise or something. Like they picked the skate park, and I'll be goddamned if I ever think about a skate park again. But like,
yeah, and like actual skateboarders are all into like house music now and shit. They're not listening to Pennywise. So Pennywise picked a skate park that no one goes to anymore. But everyone has to go to the mall sometimes. So
that's why Blink will outlast us all.
Even if it's just a boarded up, it's one Cinnabon and every other store is boarded up. There's going to be a Blink Cinnabon vibe coming out for sure.
That's that. I mean, it's yeah, but I mean, you're right though. He is like playing with the like, is this about Tom lyrically here? Because otherwise, it's like it's about a breakup or something. It's like, hasn't he been married for like 20 years at this point?
Yeah, and also I don't think he drinks, but he also every new song is about like being drunk and stuff, which is just a very bizarre thing to be bragging
That's
about.
fucked up. That's.
Yeah. Don't steal valor from drunks, you know?
I'm a drunk. That's my valor he's stealing.
Yes.
This is like a million points for Tom now.
But also, okay, so you didn't like the sort of middle of the road alt rock of Plus 44, but I kind of think when this song gets rockin', it has a similar, like, it feels like a POD song to me when it comes in.
Yeah, it does. It has that same sort of like drop to it that a lot of like new metal had.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I guess the reason that I do like the song mostly is that I have a Blink-182 podcast where we talk about every song. And in that sense, I like how these weird fucked up ones are letting us talk about new things. Because I can only say so much about like blonde hair and ball-bearing necklaces and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I get that well only runs so deep. But this is, so this, there was a part of this I liked where it's like, it comes in with the chorus right away, and then once it goes into the verse, and I was like, during the chorus and the initial part, I was like, this is interchangeable with any like popular rock song of right now.
Yeah,
there's nothing about this feels like personal to Mark. It's like I don't demand that of him, but it was like, okay, well, I'm a little disappointed. And then as soon as the verse comes in, I was like, oh, this does feel distinctly like a Mark verse, though.
Right? Yeah. There's still a glimmer of the past in there.
Well, it's also, and it's like Skiba is he even on this? Is it just Mark's voice backing himself up, or is that Skiba singing?
Yeah, no, there's like so much compression on everything that if you haven't been listening to it obsessively like the rest of us, you won't be able to tell the difference at first, but eventually you can piece them together. But they're just compressed to shit, so they sound exactly the same at first when you listen to these new songs.
What a bummer. I mean, Skiba's a good guy. Like, I like him, but like, God, what a disappointing replacement he's been.
Yeah, I mean, again, lots to talk about with him. Even just his outfits alone are just like elaborate disasters at all times.
Yeah, he looks awful. I can't think of a joke. He just looks like shit.
But I mean, yeah. But I guess like who could ever replace Tom? Like, I almost think they should have just become a two-piece.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been more honest. He should have just like done Plus 44 because that's what this is.
Yeah. But then again, when Skiba first joined the band, they like put a Hurley hat on him, and I think that most normies had no idea that it wasn't Tom. They just wanted to hear like the few songs they've heard at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's probably true. But it's also like most normies, when they think of Blink-182, they think of the Hurley hat, and then they think of the like, where are you? That voice.
Yeah.
And if it's not there, it's like you fucked with them.
It's kind of true. And it's also such an easy voice to imitate. Like, they could have just gotten pretty much anyone. They could have gotten Jay Farrow to do Tom DeLonge's voice, probably. I'm sure he could do a great one.
A much better. I mean, we say it's easy. You just heard me butcher it. But, like, yeah, there's a million dudes who could do that voice.
So, in the end, how are you feeling about this song?
Fine. I don't know. I give it. Do you want to like grade it or?
Sure. I mean, we've never done that before, but I would love to start right now on episode 116. Why not?
Yeah, let's start this new tradition of. I give it a C.
Okay, and is that out of the standard alphabet?
So it's out of the entire alphabet. That's like really good.
Okay, yeah.
It's out of the standard, like the pass fail. This passes. I will think about it later, but that's not something I'm like dying to do.
All right. Well, you know what? I think you're right. And I'm not angry. Sometimes I'm angry about the songs, especially with the California songs. There was a few that left me very angry. But this one, I think.
Oh, which ones pissed you off?
Los Angeles, I think, is absolutely horrible.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just too nu metal. Like, what are they doing? And then the other one that made me mad at first was Bottom of the Ocean, but then I actually interviewed one of the co-songwriters for it, and because I'm only human, she was so kind that I ended up just being like, well, you did your best. I'm okay with it now.
I think that reflects well on you, though.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? She was very interesting about like how songwriting works. And it is, I guess that's the thing too, is like they're just like guys who show up somewhere in LA and just like sit in a room and come up with a pop punk song every day, pretty much. Like that's gotta be weird. That's gotta be a lot different than how they wrote like Dick Lips or whatever.
Yeah, totally. It's like they just don't have that like that stink of like, oh, these guys have been in a car for like 12 hours fucking around. Like that, I don't know, that's like a tough thing to manufacture.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, is there anything that you would like to plug before I let you go here?
Oh, yeah. Check out my comics. Everything's up on @Branson Reese. And I have a new podcast that I hope everyone checks out.
Oh, no,
it's
really?
Called,
another podcast? Come on. There's enough of them.
Yeah, all right. We're going to stop, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'll call them up and tell them.
This is our territory. No, I'm joking.
Hey, Blink 155 told us to fuck off.
Yeah, that's our thing. We like to bully other podcasts out of existence.
Well, I put up no resistance there.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. It's because I alphaed you by making you wait around for me.
Oh, yeah. This whole conversation, I've just been on my back with my tail between my legs.
No, please tell me about your podcast.
Well, it's a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. It's called Root Tales of Magic. There's only one episode out now, but we've recorded 7, and it's great.
Oh my God, you pre-recorded 7?
Well, it's like such a pain in the ass there's like 7 of us that need to get together to
fair.
record everything. And scheduling has been like such a pain that we were just like, oh, let's just grab a bunch now. So we're like set for Christmas, you know?
So it's either not topical or like strangely very much predicting everything that's going to happen. Like what's going to happen over the next 7 weeks, just kind of in the world. I'd like to know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's extremely not topical.
I was hoping that you had predicted what's going to happen over the course of the next 7 weeks, just kind of in the world as you recorded. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Bernie is assassinated in our...
I mean, that's obviously going to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We all saw that one coming.
I don't really like myself without you. Every song I sing is still about you. Save me from myself the way you used to. So I don't really like myself without you. Really wish I hated you.